Attitude precedes outcome. There's going to be stages in the game where your attitude is going to be tested. Because you're the best players in the competition. All of you. All of you. And by a good attitude, that precedes what potentially will be the outcome. You're going to be tested. You're going to be playing against the best of Tassie. Bring your best. Prepare for the game with a good attitude. And the outcome is 2 wins for Queensland.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Bond University for this state clash between Queensland and Tasmania. My name's Kane Browning. I'm joined in the combox by the great man Jack Barry and Andrew Cooley. Welcome back after calling the women's game just before, Andrew. Welcome, gents. What a beautiful day for footy.
Yeah, fantastic here. Great to be here, Kane, once again. Really looking forward to it. Tassie, this is great to see the famous jumper up here in Queensland. We've had a great rivalry over a long period of time. Really looking forward today. And importantly, we've got Andrew who's come all up from Tassie, so he'll give us a great insight into the Tassie team today. Welcome.
Yeah, pleasure to be here, gentlemen. Looking forward to the action. Tell you what, this sunshine is a welcome sight after the last couple of weeks of Hobart weather, I assure you. So absolutely delighted to be up here for this occasion. And it was a great game last year, an absolute classic that went right down to the wire. Hopefully we get something similarly exciting here today. Two strong teams. Rep footy, great to see it after a bit of a hiatus. So good to see it back on the agenda, and long may it continue.
Well, it's one of those things, gents, isn't it? I mean, you look at both these sides. The Queensland has had a number of changes from last year's side. They've also got about half a dozen under 23 players in this lineup this afternoon. And on the other side of Tassie, you've got 9 blokes representing North Launceston by the looks of it. So they've been up and going down in the State League down there. They've been playing extremely good footy, and so North Launceston's dominating this lineup this afternoon.
Yeah, no surprises there. Unbeaten on top of the TSL, and they have been looking frightening this year. The final season of the TSL before I switch back to regional leagues, and they have really emerged as the clear number one premiership threat this year. It looks like finals will be going through York Park this year. And no shock to see a number of their players, particularly some of the younger players out there. I think that there's a bit of a younger focus in this Tassie team, probably with a look towards the Devils in the VFL in the next couple of years, gearing up for obviously the AFL team coming in. I think they like the look of quite a number of these players in this squad today to be part of that first ever VFL squad. So a real focus on youth and some of those youngsters like Sulzberger, Brandon Leary, Harry Bales has been good. Jackie Avent comes in from North Launceston, as you mentioned. They'll have that familiarity, and it's a pretty strong team.
Well, it looks like both sides are coming together for the national anthem. So we're going to pause.
Between Queensland and Tasmania. 2024 marks 116 years since Queensland and Tasmania first met, when Tasmania defeated Queensland at the MCG in 1908. And we extend a warm welcome to all past Queensland and Tasmania representatives present today. On behalf of AFL Queensland, I'd like to acknowledge that we gather to play football today on the lands of the Yungambear and Kumameri people, paying our respects to them as the traditional owners of the land, and acknowledge the past, present and future contributions that Indigenous Australians have made to the game of Australian football. I'd now like to invite everyone who can to please join our players and umpires in being upstanding for the playing of the Australian National Anthem. Good luck to both teams.
Well, gentlemen, the hairs were definitely on the back of the neck during that rendition of the national anthem. Both sides look pretty poised. The umpires look ready to go. Just quickly go through.
of course, for Tasmania. And Andrew can probably elaborate a little bit more, but certainly from a Queensland perspective, we remember Sam Siggins owned the big moments last year, didn't he? And certainly got his team over the line. Goodyear is a fantastic player, and of course, I'm really interested to see Andrew Phillips and whether he can dominate proceedings in the ruck.
Well, he's been very dominant in the TSL this year, and it's allowed Siggins to play a bit more forward and on the ball at times rather than the ruck role he had the previous year. They've got quite a good combination together, so I'm not surprised the Tassie selectors been keen to reunite that here. We've also got Big Jack Tompkinson, who is just a absolute hulking lump of a man if you want another big tall option in the ruck. So how those three interchange will be very interesting for me this afternoon. But as I said, a young outfit. The tools do appear to be the strength. The other big name in this year who missed last year is probably Kieran Lovell, former Hawthorn player. He's been probably the best midfielder in the TSL over the past few years. They're delighted to have him back in there.
Well, that's the thing too. I was looking at Queensland's list as well, gents, and they did bring in Jono Freeman pretty late. He's at centre forward, second ruck, that sort of second tall, and the likes of Riley Bowman in there, who's also played VFL level for Southport the last couple of seasons. I'm just not sure whether they lack a little bit of height, Queensland, and there are some big bodies in that Tasmanian side. I mean, I also was looking at Andrew Phillips, so I almost fell off the chair when I saw that name come up and went, geez, he spent 12 months out of the AFL system and all of a sudden he's got the Tassie emblem on his chest. He must be absolutely pumped for this game this afternoon.
He's a Tassie boy and was very keen as soon as he said he's coming back to play in Tasmania. And he said, get me back involved in this. He's keen to be involved, and I think they're very happy to have him out there. He's still quite a talent.
Well, Benny Woodburn's the one for me, gents. He's a very young player, but he's been dominating the Quaffle this season in the middle of the ground. Very young player, very good foot skills, good, very first touch player, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes this afternoon, try and put the stamp on the game. And I also see Tommy Simpson in there as well, who had a lousy 50 possessions against Mount Gravatt earlier in the year. So good luck to both sides. We're just about ready to go here, ladies and gents. As the ball gets bounced up, looks like Phillips and Bowman in the ruck. No clear winner on that occasion. Simpson dives on the footy. Umpire comes in. Says, give it to me, gents. I'm going to throw that one up.
And that's Simpson. He put his head over the ball all day long.
Play continues now. Looks like Tassie's going to get it. Simpson overran it on that occasion. Ball gets handballed out. Instantly claimed. So we'll have another stoppage. Pretty much about 5 metres to the left of screen. As play continues, Riley Bowman. Phillips forced him under the ball. Launches the ball inside, attacking 50. That looks like a shot on goal. First goal to the Tassie boys.
Yeah, it's Harvey Griffiths. He is a real goal scorer. He's one of the contingent from North Launceston from the pre-game. He's a lively customer in that forward line, just knows his way around the big sticks, and that was an instinctive finish.
Yeah. Well, he's the number one goal kicker in the state league this season, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Not. He's kind of just a medium-sized forward, not your traditional forward or small, but just does those magical things around the goals, and those flowing locks certainly stand out.
Yeah, great clearance by Phillips, wasn't it? He just a big quick inside forward 50 straight away. The ball hits the deck. A miss mark by Queensland, and then bang, Tassie first on the board.
So it's a perfect start for the Tasmanians as Bowman and Phillips here to meet in the middle once again. Phillips wins that one down. Umpire spotted a hold. It's going to go the way of Kieran Lovell. So star midfielder into the Tassie side for this year's edition. Sends it long inside 50, but it's chopped off back there by Williams. An important part of that defence today with some monsters to contend with. Clear and kick. He's chopped off there by Jack Avent. He'll try and move Tasmania inside 50 now. Siggins lurking out behind, almost a mark in the pocket. Tight to the line is Leary. Leary with a shot on goal. Brandon Leary. What a start from the Tasmanians. Their sharpshooters doing the job. First Griffiths, now Leary. 2 straight Tasmania.
Oh, great goal there by Tasmania. They just kept the ball alive. They played over that far boundary inside there. He didn't need much opportunity to make it work. And then there's a beautiful goal for the Tassie. They go 2 straight 12.
Jeez, it was one of those situations, wasn't it, gents, that you had the bigger body going up for the ball, attracted the 2 Queenslanders in, ball hit the deck, they had the outnumber, and all of a sudden, Leary ends up with it and a great finish in the end. So, geez, Tassie started off extremely well. Queensland's going to have to tighten up in that backline defence. Try and get some ball movement because at the moment, Tassie are smothering them. Looks like Phillips and Bowman back in the ruck for their respective sides. Ball gets bounced up. Phillips gets up high, wins that tap out. Queensland's got to get first use. Ericsson coming off his usual wing. Grogan medal winner. Ball gets launched to the tip of centre half forward. Too easy on that occasion. And the mark's taken by Cleary.
It's on Cleary, the Clarence defender, sends it up towards the wing. Griffiths presenting a target, couldn't quite complete the mark and turning away that is Woodburn. Sends the Queenslanders forward, searching for Freeman. Works his way to the front, swept the handball back into dispute. Tasmania pick it up and Griffiths gets involved again. He picks it up on the wing, keeps it moving quickly, sends it down in the Siggins direction at half forward. He might have won a free kick there. He's conceded one rather, Siggins, just grabbing a bit too much of the jumper.
Looks like Liam Dawson there for Queensland. The intercept master the last 2 seasons for Aspley.
It's actually Daniel Bowles.
Oh, Daniel Bowles.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sorry, Daniel. From Wilson Grange. He's had a pretty good start to the season in the quaffle this year as well. Bowman kicks down the line looking for Freeman. Freeman doesn't get there. Ball still hits the deck. Got a little bit of a shove in the back. Play on, says the umpire, as that ball's going to be held up on that far side wing.
Queensland yet to have that kick inside forward 50 with any sort of a certainty yet.
Phillips wins this one down. Byrne just releasing the handball in time. Boundary line wins out though, as turning there was Aiden Fife. Just unable to keep it in play.
Comes from Labrador, 8-5. He's had a pretty good start to the year as well. There's a number of clubs represented for both these sides. As that ball gets thrown back in, Bowman got a tap on it. Looks like Tassie was going to get the clearance though. That kick towards half forward. Oh, that's a brilliant mark by Adrian Williams. Another intercept king from Redland Victoria Point. Decides to go backwards. That's okay. Goes to Dawson. Missed the game last year through a fractured forearm, I believe. Middle of the year. So he'll be keen to have a good day this afternoon. Ball hits the deck. Tassie first onto it. Ericsson lays a pretty solid tackle. That ball's going to get held up. Umpire's actually going to call home the ball, and the free kick looks like it's going to go to Batchelor.
Yeah, no, this is This is Stallard.
Stallard.
Yep.
Stallard continues, kicks down the line, looking for Batchelor. Captaining this Queensland side this afternoon, decides to play on that trusty right boot. Looking for Hammelman. Ball hits the deck. Queensland get a hand on it. Look at the tackling pressure from Tassie, though. Oh, speaking of tackling pressure, Woodburn's in as well for Queensland. Batchelor tries to force the issue. Handball over the top. They're trying to press them into some uncomfortable spots. And Tassie looks like they're going to clear now.
Oscar Van Dam with it. He charges down the line in search of Hines. Tough in the contest. Siggins trying to lay a tackle in Bowles, and he got him clean. Fell to Cox Goodyear, takes the advantage, goes looking for Tompkinson. Couldn't quite bring it in. Well done, Williams from behind. It was a great duel last year. Leary goes in, picks it up, flicks it up indiscriminately, and then lays a tackle on Nicholas. That will halt proceedings at half forward. So
Certainly gone up a notch, hasn't it, gents? It's starting to really lift the intensity now.
some real speed on the game, isn't there? Phillips slaps it back inside. From the ground, Leary flicks it up to Lovell. Lovell to a dangerous spot. Hines almost fell the way of Siggins. Gets a left foot on it. Trickles out the back for Griffiths. Couldn't take it cleanly. Goes back in. Williams has a hold of him. Somehow still got the kick away, but on the last line of defence, it is kept out of there by Stallard.
Gee, Stallard was brilliant on the last line. He was desperate to keep that ball from going in for an easy goal as Queensland clear once more. Just across half back on that far side. Queensland yet to score. Tassie 2-1-13. 7 minutes played. Is he going to look for the switch? Looking for Hitchcock. Drops the mark he probably should have taken. And the captain, Cox Goodyear, force the issue, force the ball over the line.
Really like the start of Harvey Griffiths. He's certainly looked dangerous every time he's got the ball in hand.
He's one of those players I mentioned they've got an eye on for the VFL program, I'm certain. He's a real talent.
5 minutes in, you can tell why.
back into play. Bowman just working Phillips under it, asks the question of the umpire and does get the push awarded his way. So Phillips, who's got a penetrating kick on him if he wants to go deep, instead just sets it up to the pocket. It's
kick.
A good option. Griffiths couldn't quite complete the mark. I think the wind just picked it up at the last second, took it away from him.
Those two boys have been a real big handful. Phillips in the ruck is just dominating at the moment, and Griffiths up forward or through the midfield.
Well, the ball's going to get thrown in the right-hand side forward pocket for Tassie. Queensland's got to hold firm here. As Phillips goes hands on the ball, Queensland look to clear, not the best of kicks out wide. Here's a one-on-one contest. Who's going to win this battle? Tassie end up with a ball. That right foot check side to the goal square. No way!
Oscar Van Dam, if you don't mind. This young Northern Bombers contingent are shining early on for Tassie. They are absolutely shooting the lights out right now, and Oscar Van Dam the latest to get in on the act.
Oh, two big goals from that pocket over there, and they've made the most of them. It's been an absolutely fantastic start to Tasmania. 3-1-19 leading, Queensland yet to score. Kane Browning.
Jeez, that check side kick. I tell you what, the question is, gents, was he mean to go for goal, or he wanted to put it to the top of the goal square? I think, in all honesty, he was going for goal, Van Dam. So,
of course he was.
Great finish in the end. And Queensland, again, right under the pump, early stages of the first quarter. Tassie leading 3-1-19. Queensland yet to score.
Back to the middle. Queensland in need of a response. Bowman paddled straight to the opposition, and Sulzberger now up towards Leary at half forward. Clean take. Gave the dash. Running through was Preshaw. Preshaw with the flying shot just offline. And almost another one there for the Tasmanians.
Well, they're just looking dangerous. Queensland needs to regroup, take control of this game, get some balls. If they just can't even try and get into their forward line at the moment.
They can't really get it past centre at the moment, Queensland, as this kick's looking for Ericsson. Good one-hand attempt. Ball comes to ground. Tassie's got the out number here. Handball to the captain. That little chip's going to be okay. Ends up in the hands of Van Dam, the recent goal kicker. And it looks like that's going to be 50.
It's a good call, Kane. I think you're right. Tasmania are getting numbers to the contest, and they're outnumbering Queensland, putting them under pressure. And more importantly, they're making them hurt where it hurts most, and that's on the scoreboard.
And the likes of the Williams and Dawson play so well with those deep entries. They can come off their man and intercept it well. They're just playing smart footy at the moment, Tassie.
They've come with a plan and they are executing. There's been a real intensity about their attack on the ball early on here, and it's all starting out of the middle. Phillips is having a real influence in there, and just the dream start. Aaron Cornelius would be could have dreamed a better start than this one for his side. Queensland desperately needing a response.
Well, even Tompkins in that last ruck contest, even he got a bit of a clearance away. So they're on top of the two ruckmen.
Looks like Bailey Gordon's been moved into the middle of the ground for Queensland. He took an absolute screamer against Service Paradise a few weeks back. Absolute towering mark. And very good in the midfield battle. Here we go. Queensland need to get the clearance. Speaking of Gordon, but it looks like it's going to be on the ball or a throw, so free kick to Tassie. Tassie now look to go into attack once more. That's a pretty good kick. Too easy at the moment for the Tasmanians. They're playing extremely smart footy. Looks like Hyatt's out there for Tassie taking that chest mark.
Yeah, young Isaac Hyatt. He's a pretty pacey forward, knows his way around the goals from Launceston. Having a tough year, Launceston, so he probably hasn't quite had the impact he would. The ball's not been getting down there enough, but I think he will relish the service he might get this afternoon.
That just come on a beautiful cheese platter. That was delivered beautifully.
Can't do much about that as a defender. Hyatt comes in now. This will line up for Tassie's 5th goal of the quarter. Left foot. That's going. That's there. Goal number 5 to the Tasmanians to increase that lead to 32 points. Queensland haven't even looked like scoring in this opening quarter, gents.
No, it's been all Tasmania at the start. It's been very impressive. I've just gone the 12-minute mark of the first term. And Queensland, with it all to do, is they make some changes. Coming onto the ground for Queensland is Kerry Hitchcock. A bit of waffle experience, so he'll come onto the wing, and going into the ruck will be John O'Freeman from Noosa.
Well, Premiership player of Aspley as well last year. Probably my pick for player of the finals for Aspley last year, Jono Freeman. He dominated at centre forward. Got the tap out on that occasion. Lays the tackle as well. Brilliant start by Jono Freeman in the middle of the ground. Give him a plug and he shows up. Freeman in the ruck. And it looks like Tompkins is in there as well for Tassie. Jono Freeman follows up the tap out. Puts his teammate under a bit of pressure. This has been the story of the tape. Williams, that ball gets intercepted. Good luck marking that ball, gentlemen. Oh, guess who? Stallard again. He's had a pretty good start to the first quarter, gents. That little chip across. Play on, says the umpire. That could be on the ball. Umpire decides no.
Queensland really feeling the pressure, and you have to admire Tassie's foot skills so far. They've been quite impressive. So Queensland just trying to get back in the game.
Siggins takes this ruck contest, knocks it down, but Queensland will look to emerge with the football, firing out the handball. Fletcher. Pressure though, again coming. Cox Goodyear, Webb in there.
Bit of push and shove there. No love lost between these two sides this afternoon.
Maybe some lingering memories from last year. It did get quite physical at times, did that battle, especially the Tompkinson v Williams matchup. Tompkinson in the ruck on this occasion, through the legs of Cox Goodyear. Now Queensland can get it moving. Stallard thumps it long. And that's a good mark taken there by Fife. It's open forward line ahead of him. Fife just prods one, just a bit too much purchase for Horn. The chance still here for them through Woodburn. He goes back and gathers under pressure though. Ben Donnelly charging him down, goes back, fires a handball inside, playing it now to Simpson. Simpson under Cox Goodyear pressure. Woodburn with a hurried kick inside 50. Off hands, controlling it and sending it inside was Fletcher. But it's chopped off by, Stingle back there, backing back with the fly. Fight off a quick one to Donnelly. They're trying to counter-attack quickly, but Loudfly has it. He ran into trouble. Leary's got a hold of him, and Leary wins a holding the footy call.
Yeah, great pressure by Tasmania.
This play continues now. Tassie coming right through the middle of the ground. Here's a chance for a rebound score if they're good enough. Slowing the ball up here through Hyatt. Hyatt goes long, looking for the big fella. Ball comes to the front. He's going to follow up here. Instantly gets claimed by a couple of Queenslanders. Ball comes loose, and they're going to come out of trouble once more right on the last line. To Simpson. No. Play on continues. There's Hitchcock again. He's touched the ball. Here's Simpson now coming through the middle of the ground. Got knocked off the footy. Play on, says the umpire. Tassie looking to get out of trouble. That's got to be holding the ball. Free kick going to Queensland, and that's a bit better situation we like to see from the Queenslanders inside attacking 50, Jack.
Great forward pressure there by Charlie Offermans. He's one of our younger players in Queensland here that they're looking to watch today. So he's been in outstanding form for Labrador. That was great forward pressure. Queensland get a shot on goal.
Offermans now need to kick this goal just to stem the tide a little bit. It's been all Tassie in the first quarter. Can he finish this one off? Offermans comes in. Right foot. Not the best of kicks. That's getting pushed to the right, but they've got a score on the board, ladies and gents. First score of the afternoon. One solitary behind 1 point to 5-2-32, 16 minutes played.
As Gunther takes it out of fullback here for the map. Launches it long to a contest. Big fly from Hines. Couldn't quite bring it down. From ground level, he whacks it forward, but parked behind the football was Matt Doran. He takes the intercepted half back as he's making a nuisance of himself. Lockie Clifford, not unfamiliar territory for Lockie that, as this one's chipped across for Dawson. Tasmania doing a good job shutting down the options though. He drifts into the corridor, sends it long down the line. Hines' best position from the side coming in there was Fife. Off hands though, it fell the way of Bailey Bogue, and he spears one into the middle for Sulzberger. The blade. Defensive side of centre, didn't see anything he liked, so just went sideways to Lovell. Just slowed it down cleverly. Queensland were well set up there. Kieran Lovell now, just treading water a fraction. Hooks one back in the Phillips direction, couldn't quite mark it. Fell to Van Dam. Now the fire handball from Sulzberger back to Lovell. Lovell to Leary, couldn't quite bring it down. Spills out the back, handball to Doran. He's under pressure here. Might have got taken high. He's under all sorts of pressure now from Hines. Umpire looming, and he calls it. Holding the ball.
Geez, Tasmania's skill under pressure has been quite impressive. They're going to get another shot on goal here and line up for their 6th for the afternoon.
Geez, they're winning the ground battle at the moment, aren't they, Tassie? When the ball hits the deck, they're outnumbering their opposition, and they're just getting those easy kicks inside 50, but they're not bombing it long. They're playing smart going inside.
No, they're not panicking whatsoever.
And Jake Hines kicked a clutch goal in the final quarter of this match last year. He's dropped back to Northern League this year, not playing in the TSL. One of 2 players from outside the TSL in the side today. Can he get himself a goal? He's a noted goal kicker. It's working back on the breeze, and it just sneaks in. He bent it back to perfection, did Hines. And he has Tasmania's 6. They are flying. We've not hit red time yet, and it's 6-2-38. Queensland 1 behind.
Geez, the smaller bodies for Queensland, it was a bit of a concern for me. Yes, they're young, but that small size, the likes of Woodburn. Simpsons is a bigger body, but he can't do it all on his own. He's had the ball a number of times, but they're not getting any depth going inside attacking 50 if they can get the ball past halfway at all, gents.
Yeah, no, Tasmania working hard both ways, and they're getting numbers to the ball, they're supporting each other.
So back to the middle. Maroons in dire need of a goal just to stem the bleeding here at the moment. Phillips tapped it down. Cox Goodyear's moved into the middle, trying to get there. Simpson saw it away from him. Batchelor goes in. He has it knocked away from him. Working through was Bennett. Oh, another tackle laid and walked up in the middle once again.
Batchelor's in the middle of the ground for Queensland by the looks of it. He's pushed up a little bit. Phillips got the tap out. Bowman gets the kick. That hasn't gone far enough, says the umpire. Got the handball out. It's going to be holding the man. So here's a chance through Simpson. You've got Hamilman. Hamilman's in the goal square. You got Freeman down there as well. Decides to go to the pocket, and it's Hamilman.
Well, that's the sort of delivery he needs. He needs it in there. He needs it quick, and he needs a little bit of space to lead into. He's quite clever, and the staff will have a shot on goal. Try and kick Queensland's first, but Simpson's been busy.
He has been busy. He's probably been their best midfielder in this first quarter, Queensland. It looks like Williams behind the ball, just trying to set up that wall if he misses. Hammerman, leading goal kicker for the Quaffle in 2024, comes in, right foot kick, and slams it into the post. Another missed opportunity. They haven't had a lot of chances, as Tassie get let off the hook on that occasion.
Yeah, given the way the game's going, just one they needed to have there from a man normally good for a goal. And Hamilman, as this one's knocked away by Bowman from Phillips. Fell though to Cox Goodyear, showed some composure, chipped it inside, but dropping the mark was Sulzberger. Kieran Lovell now turning away in his familiar style. Gives it to Phillips. Phillips with a high ball down the line to a one-on-one. Battling away was Clifford. And it's off hands, Doran seeing it out of play.
Yeah, that was great work there by Bowman, who's got the big fist in there to Phillips. You just got to play him a little bit tighter, just try and restrict some of his influence. He had a really good game last year down at Hobart, so all to do today.
Bowman, Phillips. Bowman again forces Phillips underneath the footy. Could have been a free kick. Umpire says play on. Woodburn fumbled. Couldn't get clean possession. Ericsson's there for the Queenslanders. That little chip kick forward. Freeman's behind. Couldn't lay a tackle. Bowman tried to just punch the ball clear. They've got a bit of room. Here's a chance. Through Doran. Doran goes long to half forward. Can't get clean possession. Here's a chance for Fletcher. Fletcher to the hot spot. One-on-one. Ball comes to the front. Gordon gets tackled instantly. The tackling pressure has been huge for Tassie. And they're going to clear across half-back. They could rebound here. Here's trouble for Queensland. Ball can bounce off beautifully. It doesn't. Look at the Look at the pressure here on the ball carrier. Ball still continuing to be played across their half-back line, Queensland. And they're going to try and clear once more. Can he find a teammate? 2-on-1. The one wins out. That chip back into the middle of the ground finds Gordon. Bit of a fumble. Another fumble. Tassie, that's a crashing impact there. Oh, that could have been a throw. Didn't get a hand on the footy. Play on, says the umpire. Here come Tassie again. That chip kick inside attacking 50. Williams comes across. Punches the ball clear over the boundary line.
Let's get a breath. Fantastic footy. We're just going end to end there. But again, Queensland's getting shown up. Just a few little fumbles there, and Tassie is just sweating on them. They've just been that bit cleaner so far.
Running in waves through the middle there, the Tasmanians. The map Guernsey's just charging through the middle of Bond University Oval. The defence holding up on that occasion as Van Dam threatened once more. Back into play. Siggins beaten to the front by Bowman. Leary turning dangerously, gave it across to Lovell, but that was well charged down. Some nice work from Dawson off his hands and out of play. So, defence has had a lot of work to do. Tassie, 6 goals to the good, 23 minutes gone. Can ill afford to concede another one here. It's tossed back into play. Bowman and Phillips moving back in the ruck. Bowman took front position. Find out a handball, a couple of handballs, and now they'll look to break through the middle here. Switching ball out towards Hitchcock. Hitchcock's just got to wait for a couple of teammates to lead into the wide open space. He does, and directs traffic nicely there. Offermans gathers, clever handball over the top. Found Nicholas. Nicholas driving it deep inside forward 50. Might go all the way. Just took a bounce at angles, unfortunately for him, and through for a behind.
Yeah, great play by Nicholas. He's a classy player, and we're really looking forward to seeing him at this level. Just need to adjust to the intensity.
Geez, finds himself in unfamiliar territory there, Nicholas. He's generally across half back. All of a sudden he found himself at half forward. Having a shot on goal as play continues here. Looks like Tassie going to clear that little 20-metre handball. That's okay. Stallard's there for Queensland. Hitchcock's there again. Doran. Chip kick inside. That's okay to Erickson. Here comes Liam Dawson. Dawson straight up the middle of the ground. Queensland. Oh, 2 Tassie players come together. Looking for Freeman for Queensland. Couldn't get his hands on the footy though, unfortunately. That's a shocking bounce of the ball. Hitchcock crashes the pack. Handball to no one, really. Puts Erickson under the pump. Hitchcock again. Handballs to an opposition player. And here come Tassie again. Look at the room if they can clear here. They've got runners. Not really sure where to go, so he decides to go out wide. Finds a teammate on that far side wing.
Well, look to work it wide. Just puts it out in front of Stingle. Stingle, open forward line ahead of him. Siggins the target. Tompkinson from behind. Too much carry for both. They'll try and take it away through Nicholas. He's kicked tight to the line. And just trickling out of play. It'll be tossed in.
Queensland's got a lot of talent in the team, but they're just getting found out with their skills under pressure today because Tassie looked just that little bit cleaner in and around the contest.
Tassie have certainly brought the pressure today as Tompkinson will take this ruck contest. Bowman front position took it. Simpson fired out a handball to Gordon. Gordon works it up the wing. Trap gathered, worked back inside. Simpson continuing his run. Under pressure, cleverly flicked it back, and now might open up here for Valpede. He charges through the middle, waits, delays, and then sends a laser of pass in the direction of Hamilman. Donnelly, wearing him like a cheap suit, did well, and in the end draws a throw. Well, Ben Donnelly has been setting himself for this matchup with Hamilman for a couple of months, and he takes the honours in that duel.
Geez, it's just those foot skills. They're not hitting the targets. A little bit fumbly. Very unfamiliar to see some of these players fumble so much. Bowman. Williams went over the top. All of a sudden, Tassie's got possession of the footy. 1-on-1, inside attacking 50. That's a good mark.
Yeah, great kick to advantage.
Siggins again.
Gives him every opportunity to take a mark. He used his body well, got into the drop zone and was strong. As we see Bowman down with a knee in the back. The 2 Queenslanders colliding in that contest. Tassie swoop on the ball and get it down to the dangerous Siggins.
Geez, Williams was the one coming third man up and got the knees right into the back of Riley Bowman. He still looks a little bit sore, but it's Siggins here. Best on ground for Tassie last year down at North Hobart is going to come in for Tassie's 7th. Can he do it? Comes in, right foot kick. That's coming back beautifully. Goal number 7 going to Tasmania. And they're absolutely dominating Queensland in this first quarter, who are yet to kick a goal, gents.
Yeah, what a fantastic start. We sung our praises, but we just have an objective look at the game. As I said, I think Tasmania's ability to get numbers to the contest, they're clean under pressure. They're hitting their targets. They give themselves every opportunity to succeed. More for Queensland, we're seeing that under pressure, just kicks not hitting, going to ground, just falling short, just missing their targets. Ball hits the deck and we're getting numbers and they're getting clearing the ball away as Tasmania. Very, very impressive. A 7-goal opening quarter, gents.
And that was the thing too. Woodburn on that far side wing was really smart. Tried to find Simpson, but again, it's that fumble. Instantly under pressure, turnover, and Singins finished it off as Riley Bowman gets right up on the shoulders of his direct opponent there for that tap out. Ball comes to ground. Ball gets thrown up once more. Ball probably won by Tassie on that occasion. Again, bit of a fumble from Queensland. Bowman tried to force his player off the ball. Queensland got possession of it. Instantly gets claimed by a couple of Tasmanians. Ball gets held up once more.
And Bailey Bogue cracking in there. Another one of those players from outside the TSL who's worked his way into the squad. Played in last year's game too. Great tackle from Tompkinson and rewarded. Looking to take the advantage. Lockie Clifford kept it moving a little too quickly in the end. Gets himself in all sorts of trouble, Clifford. That's going to be holding the footy back the other way. So Queensland can take over on centre wing. Been good with the speed of ball movement early. A bit too quick on that occasion. Lockie Clifford again being an utter pest. That is just typical. Woodburn chips it over the top. A chance for Hitchcock to drive Queensland forward. Can they find a marking target inside 50? It's a searching ball into the pocket. Floats over the back. Tompkinson will be happy to see it out of play.
Geez, Jack, just quickly, have you been surprised about the foot skills from Queensland in this first quarter?
Well, I think it's just the game's gone up a bit of intensity, so it's going to take them time to adjust. But with a 7-goal lead, that may prove costly. So, but there's plenty of talent to swap it around.
Working his way to the front was Freeman. Pocket, it's worked out the back there. A chance for Avent to try and clear defensive 50. Bit of it high up and under. Simpson gets a fist in, but it falls the way of the Tasmanians once again. Charging off half back there was Hyatt through the middle. Cox Goodyear drives it right down the corridor. Wasn't a good kick though. Easily chopped off at the back there. And would have been 50, I think, for encroachment on the mark, which on this ground could take him within scoring range. You might just have to wait here. So a chance backs for Queensland after the siren.
Well, it's Liam Dawson. Looks like he's got the free kick. Gee, I'm not sure. It's a bit of a gustly wind, isn't it, though, coming sort of from left to right, sort of across the ground a little bit. So if he had the wind at his back, I'd probably back him, but I'm not sure against the breeze here.
Yeah, that is probably the other factor that could be playing into this. That flag is blowing fairly solidly in the background there. So Tassie undoubtedly going to the scoring end. I'm sure it's a 7-goal breeze, but we'll be able to judge off this one as Dawson gives it a ride. Does it have the journey? It doesn't. It falls short, so it probably shows that it is a good 5-metre wind or so out there. But Tassie have made great use of it. What a first term from the visitors. 7-2-44, leading Queensland 4 behinds.
Well, gents, we'll go through some goal kickers quickly. We've got Jack Hines has got 1, Siggins 1, Hyatt 1, Griffiths 1, Gunther 1, Van Dam 1, Leary 1. Queensland, unfortunately, yet to kick a major. And we'll be back here for second quarter state football action coming to you live from Bond University after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to this state game this afternoon between Queensland and Tasmania. My name's Kane Brand, still joined in the box by Jack Barry and Andrew Cooling. Well, gents, would probably start with you, Jack. What did you think of the first quarter?
Yeah, well, as I said, I think Tasmania have just been a lot cleaner, worked really, really hard, and have been super impressive in the first term. Queensland just hasn't been as clean. There's been kicks just falling short, handballs just missing targets, not moving the ball as fast as what Tasmania are. But they've got a big depth squad here, so they can probably change things around. I'm sure Lee Harding's doing that, but it's certainly been a very, very impressive start with by Tasmania with their speed and work rate.
Andrew, what did you think of Tassie's first quarter? They were dominant, weren't they?
Yeah, I think just as Ace Cornelius would have drawn it up, I think it's basically gone perfectly to plan. There was a talk around when you get a bit more speed in the side from last year's game, potentially a slightly bigger ground than North Hobart, and I think that really shone through. They really looked fast out there in that first quarter, and I think it starts at the coalface. Queensland just need to win a little bit more of the ball around there, and it can all flow on from there. But certainly the way, particularly Kieran Lovell's been playing in and under, that could be easier said than done. Phillips giving him pretty good service.
And that's the thing too, gents, isn't it? It's, you can't do much with it if you don't have your hands on the footy. And at the moment, Tassie have just been dominating possession, dominating field position. And when the ball hits the deck, they just seem to have so many numbers. Queensland aren't. Just the uncertainty at the moment, they're really struggling to win possession back.
Yeah, I've certainly liked the start, as I said, for Tassie. I've liked Lovell, Griffiths, Phillips and Van Dam. They've been impressive, as a lot of others. And for Queensland, I think Simpson's worked really hard. Stellard's been good in defence, and Fletcher's also number 9. He's been working hard, but plenty to play for. Let's hope that was a 7 for all the Queenslanders out there. That it is a 7-goal breeze, Kane Browning.
Well, it looks like you got Simpson, you got Fletcher, you got Batchelor, and you got Bowman in the middle of the ground for Queensland, probably their number 1 midfield. So if they're going to start winning possession in the middle of the ground, it's going to happen in this second quarter. They've got to do something better. They're going to change it up. And you've still got the likes of Freeman, who looked a little bit hobbly at quarter time. Looks like he's okay. So here we go. Second quarter state representative football action. Bit of an anticlimax. That ball's going to get recalled.
I did have a look in the centre circle yesterday walking around the ground. Very tough to get a straight bounce off of that, I reckon.
So that ball gets thrown up. Bowman got the tap out. Batchelor tried to get to the front. Lays a tackle. On the man, says the umpire. So the Tasmanians are going to get the first clearance of the second quarter. Simpson's got to be careful not to give away a 50. Play on, says the umpire. That little chip short's okay. Goes back. This is Sulzberger. Sulzberger inside taking 50. That snap on goal. Rolling, coming back. Not quite. Jeez, again, go inside attacking 50 once and instantly get a shot on goal for the Tasmania. Queensland got away with that one, and they're going to come out from the last line.
Yeah, once again, it was Harvey Griffiths with the ball hitting the deck, looking dangerous. He's electric as Bowles slows things down out of the back half. Sends a wide searching ball, and that's a good mark from Fletcher. Can they transition the ball off half back here? He drives it down the line, but they've turned it straight over again. The foot skills just letting them down here at the moment. Chopped off by Paprotny. He'll chip it into the corridor. Just too short, though, for Sulzberger. Got into some trouble. Lovell flicks the handball back to Paprotny. Paprotny will head wide. Was composed. Back to Paprotny. Driving the kick was a bit of an ugly one down the line. Worked out all right, though. Fell into the path of Avent, who just kept it on moving. Now Lovell sweeps it back. Made life difficult there for Fletcher Bennett. My hands back to Lovell once more. Into the middle trying to find Webb. Eventually Queensland can take back over. Bit of a scrappy passage of play this, but it finds its way free eventually. They work it to Bowman. Bowman will drive it deep. It's over the head of the leading Hammerman. And it's through for a minor score, just not on the same page as his big full forward there.
No, it's a good call. It should have been a kick to advantage. Should have been out in front. He's blazed away and unfortunately missed, and Tassie to bring a ball back in.
Well, Tassie now. One-on-one contest here, right in front of us in the broadcast box. That was great effort by Fife. Handball over the top, looking for Hitchcock, rolling towards that boundary line. Somehow kept it in. That kick back to the hot spot, looking for Freeman. That ball's rolling. Last line? No. Minus score again. They've got 0.66 to 3:45. 2.5 minutes played in the second quarter, Jack.
Great work by Casey Nicholas just to try and bring that ball back into play for Queensland.
As the ball comes back in, Tassie slow the ball up here through, looks like Bennett down there. Bennett chips the ball across, that's okay. Right in front of the scoreboard on that far side. Got a pretty decent crowd building. Tassie, kick down the line. Queensland coming over the top. Launches the ball towards the boundary line. Queensland's won the possession back, but that 1% has been good from Tassie. Forces the ball over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. That wind's definitely picking up, gents. Blowing right across, right in front of us here. That flag on that far side getting pushed to the right of screen. Bowman again. Phillips there for Tassie. Ball comes out. Queensland get first possession. That kick looking to half forward. Looks like they're playing an extra number behind the ball, Tassie. And unfortunately, Gunther couldn't keep it in on that occasion.
Might have shifted things a little with the wind here in the second quarter. Try and do your maximum scoring quarters 1 and 3 and just limit damage in 2 and 4. Might be the order of the day perhaps, as Phillips competes with Bowman. Neither able to get there. The quick handball found Webb, and now Leary linking up nicely with Bennett. Sweeps the handball out in front there of Bailey Bogue. Bogue keeps it moving to Cox Goodyear. Takes it in stride. Sets sail for home. Bradley Cox Goodyear is offline. Only so reliable from that situation, but he couldn't quite direct the kick as the wind took it wide of the mark.
Yeah, Tassie going 0 to 100 real fast.
Just keeping the ball in motion through the middle of the ground, aren't they? Just speed on the ball. It's been highly impressive. Nicholas with a booming kick out of defensive 50 and finds Simpson. They clear territory there. Can they get something going? Flicked it over the top to Doran. Doran now sets it up to half forward. Bowman's peeled off all on his own here, the big man. Gives the handball off, squaring ball back inside. The fist came just in time from Fletcher Bennett. Handball out back. And now it's Jack Avent under pressure. He's gone. Holding the footy.
Geez, who was that? Was that Woodburn down there? Looks like it.
That's young Woodburn. Fantastic forward pressure, and that's what they needed. They needed a turnover. They were about to launch back into from defence to attack again, but great work by Woodburn.
Again, such a young player, plays for Service Paradise, but has been dominating. He's actually leading the, I believe he's leading the coaches' votes this year for the Quaffle, so he's had a really good first half of the year. Got the spot in the stateside, comes in, first goal of the afternoon, finally for Queensland, and it's Benny Woodburn from Surface Paradise.
That'll make the coaching staff For Queensland, happy that they've turned defence into attack, and that was a great chance for them to kick their first for the afternoon. Ben Woodburn.
Geez, Bowman had a mile of room. I don't know how he got so free. Tassie, you've been pretty good up to this point.
Well, that's his strength, the ability to be able to. He's an athletic young bloke, and he can run and run hard. And he's just again found out a couple of key possessions. He's had a big long shot on goal, and again got into a dangerous spot there. But this time handed the ball over to someone more dangerous, and Queensland looked a little bit more impressive in that build-up.
They've certainly started the second term better than they finished the first year, Queensland, getting their hands on the football a bit more. Can they use that first goal as a bit of a springboard? Phillips wins it down. Couldn't gather Fletcher. Tassie will look to take it away. The handball, though, was fumbled there by Stengel. Goes back in and lays a tackle, but Queensland will get the clearance as Fletcher flips it out to Simpson. Simpson takes it in stride. He launches. It might go all the way. What a team lifter there for Tom Simpson. 2 in a minute for the Maroons, and suddenly they're rolling.
Great work by Will Fletcher out of the middle there. Wins a good ball, gives a handball over the top, releases him, and he kicks his first goal in Simpson's having a good game.
Jeez, what? And again, having first use of the ball in a bit of space, isn't it? I mean, and Simpson's generally a booming kick of the footy, representing Labrador this afternoon, and I tell you what, they've gone bang, bang, and all of a sudden, 2-6-18 to 7-4-46, 7 minutes played in the second quarter, and gents, I tell you what, if Queensland get the next one, it's game on.
They've certainly got themselves back into it. 2 in a row and 2 in a minute. Again, I think that bounce is going to have to be recalled. As I said, it's just not a surface I'll be looking to bounce on having walked through there. Certainly not dead centre of the bullseye. I'd be going to throw up more often than not. She was pretty cut off in there, but it'll be tossed up this time. Phillips won it down. Bit of an air swing there, and it allows in Clifford. That was well smothered, though, by Horn. Flick the handball. Here's Simpson again. Got to be 3 in a minute and a half. Simpson winds up, and Simpson kicks another one. Super stuff from Tommy Simpson. He's turning this game back for his side. He's having a real impact. 2 goals out of the centre square.
Daniel Lanthroy sets it up. He wins the footy. He gets a nice little handball out to the dangerous Simpson, and he's said, "Come with me, gents. Come with me. It's not over yet." And the big Simpson kicks a goal. He's been in outstanding form this year for the Tigers, and he's standing up when it counts right now.
Again, just being able to hold your position as well. Don't get sucked into the contest so much. And Lanthroy was just brilliant. Took a breath, took another split second, gave the handball off, and Simpson on the run from about 50. And again, he's gone bang, bang. And like I said, gents, 3-6-24 to 7-4-46. Queensland's quickly come back into this contest as Tassie through Phillips got the clearance, kicking towards half forward. Looks like even numbers here. Queensland again. Simpson gets crunched. That's going to be too high, so that's going to be a free kick. Going to the man of the moment across half back. Simpson. Bit ginger after that contact as well. Decides to go down the line. Bit of an up and under kick. Looking for Bowman. Phillips was there. Freeman's there as well. Batchelor. That kick's going to be paid. So here's a chance. Phillips trying to track down Bowman. Batchelor. Not the best of kicks. Looking for Hamilman. Ball comes to ground. Got a tackle here. That's a better defensive effort from Queensland inside their attacking 50.
Been a good comeback, hasn't it, by Bowman? He's certainly played a little. He's certainly starting to get the ball back on his terms, albeit a little bit differently.
And you got Ottomans down there, 8 and 5. You got to have that defensive pressure. Woodburn moved down there at times as well. Just got to try and lock this ball in here for a period of time and see what they can come up with. Freeman and Phillips. Freeman brought the ball to the front, instantly tackled there. So, again, another stoppage. You got Bowman, just a kick and a half ball in the play here. Liam Dawson lined up on Hines. Interesting contest there. 2-on-1. Crunched into the pack. Oh, look at that for a handball. Snap on goal. Unfortunately, not quite on that occasion.
Bailey Gordon getting dangerous. He's accumulated, of course, a former Tassie boy himself.
just lost his footing a little as he took the shot on goal, which probably cost him in the end, as looking to get involved with his Harry Bales, chipping this one into the pocket. Donnelly, clear defensive 50 now. So we've been breaking down a little this quarter. Harvey Griffiths has been electric, takes a man on, just gets his kick away in time. Queensland able to win the ball back though. They battle away for it. Flicked back inside, gathered by Dawson. Then a driving kick up towards half forward. Fife drifting in, takes the mark. He's got options here. Gives the handball off, flying shot on the run across the face, and just eludes. A big man down there once again. It was Freeman. He kicked him no favours.
Geez, Lanthois was screaming for it in the corridor, about 35 out directly in front. Missed him completely. But here's a chance on turnover. Bowman kicks back inside. Good effort there from Freeman.
Yeah, great work by Riley Bowman. As I said, we spoke about him lifting his game after probably a quite disappointing quarter for him in the first game, but he certainly bounced back strong this term. Well done, Bowman.
Simpson's coming off the ground for a well-earned rest. Lanthois as well. Fletcher comes back on and Woodburn. So we've got Freeman. Kick 4 goals for Queensland. That's a shocking kick goal. Pushes it out to the right. Was never going to come back far enough. And again, another missed opportunity. That's 3-8 now for Queensland. And Tassie, 7-4-46, 20-point leaders.
And Kieran Lovell to take it out of defence here. He drives a low one. It's a beautiful ball to Sulzberger. His ball use really standing out today, Kieran Lovell. He's such a silky operator. So here is young Sulzberger. Chips it wide and just miss-hit that one off the hands of Lockie Clifford. Now to play. Bit of an unforced error there from the young Bombers midfielder.
Geez, I've got to say, gents, I reckon Kieran Lovell was my pick best for Tassie so far. He's been all over it this afternoon. As play continues here, speaking of Lovell, he ends up with it now. That ball gets pushed back into the contest. Congestion. That's a high shot, so that's going to be a free kick to Queensland.
Yeah, Offerman's headed over the ball.
Play on continues. Oh, that's a shocking hit behind play. Doran. Not the best effort there on that occasion from Leary. Bit too overzealous. Woodburn now. Kicks really to no one at home for Queensland. Fletcher was there, but unfortunately, easily cut off on the last line. Here come Tassie on the rebound. Can they get a couple of those goals back? Looking for the big fella, forced under the footy. Ball gets thrown over the back. They've got the extra number. Here's a chance for Griffiths. One bounce. Inside. Gets to 35. Pushes the opponent off. Not sure where to go. Decides that right foot check side. Pushes it across the face. Ends up going out on the full.
Well, in classic Harvey Griffith style, rather than just running straight at the goals, he's peered off to the boundary line, then done a pirouette, and then flipped back the other way. Just had to make it a bit more difficult for himself.
Geez, turns on a dime there, didn't he, Griffiths? He wasn't quite sure where to go. As play continues now through Valpede. Valpede at 35 out from the opposition's goal. Gets called to play on, steps back inside, decides to take a bounce, decides to take 2, decides to take 3. He ran about 15 metres and took 3 bounces. That's okay, though. Ends up in the hands of 5. Five's had a really good second quarter. Looking for Batchelor on the second grab.
Yeah, great grab by the skipper and great work by Freddie Valpede, the boy from Palm Beach, Currumbin. That's how he's been playing. That's what caught the eye of selectors, that run and dash that he's been doing all year, and he's pulled out a beauty.
Geez, step, weave, dodge, take 3 bounces, hit up the target. Batchelor on the second grab was just brilliant across half forward.
We've got Stellard in the background heading off. Looks like he's got some sort of leg injury.
Keep an eye on that, Jack. I'll keep an eye on Batchelor here. Again, looking for that 4th goal of the quarter for Queensland. Comes in, right foot. That's coming back beautifully. And all of a sudden, Queensland have definitely got the motor going in the right direction.
Maybe it was a 7-goal brace, gents.
Wow.
It's really flipped on its head this game in quarter number 2. The story of Tasmania in the first term is now the story of Queensland, basically.
Well, you're right, but the wind has got a bit to do with it, but it's certainly been the ability to start winning the footies, hasn't he? The footy around the contest, and then again, some of the boys are now starting to feel the pressure. I thought the Tasmania's pressure was outstanding, and I think Queensland started to rise to the occasion in the second quarter for sure.
It's just the work. It's the work. In the end, it's the work rate, and the 1%ers that Queensland are starting to play with. You know, that sort of stuff comes first, and then winning possession of the footy comes second. As it looks like this free kick's going to go to Tassie. Decides to handball it off. It looks like Lovell once more. Finds a teammate. Juggling. Play on, said the umpire. Must have been touched by a teammate. Kicks the ball long to full forward. Ooh, oh, geez. Gets the handball out. Not quite sure where to go. Here's Lovell now. Bit of room. Oh, Simpson. How good was that? Diving headlong to smother that ball. Dives on the footy as well. Ball's going to get locked in. Umpire not quite sure whether he's going to blow the whistle. Decides to blow the whistle now. And I'll tell you what, Simpson, how good was that?
Yeah, well, Simpson and Lovell, as you said, they're spread away from the centre of the ground to work hard, and the forward line has been outstanding.
And Queensland looking to counter back the other way now. Swept the handball inside to Woodburn. He launches it down the line. Almost a mark to Batchelor. Couldn't quite complete it. Might have been high contact there. Gets away with it. Umpire says he'll have it. As it was Paprotny coming in over the top there.
Yeah, the skipper's lifted for Queensland.
He's really starting to have an impact on proceedings. Tompkinson just bullocks his way to the front of that contest. Handball from Hyatt, couldn't quite find Lovell, and now a chance for Offermans to work it round the corner. As it's coming across from the side, Fletcher Bennett, third man up, able to spoil it out of play. Tasmania disposal hasn't been quite as crisp in this quarter, and I think that's a lot to do with the pressure you've been talking about there, gents. Is suddenly a little less time to hit those kicks that was all coming so easily in quarter number one. Tompkinson paddles down through the contest, was Bogue. His handball smothered, got it back though. Now Lovell flicks it over the top in a bit of space as Stingle. He can assess his options. He has a bounce, flicks it over the top to Cox Goodyear. Bradley Cox Goodyear, usually a good user. That's no exception. He picks out Leary to perfection. A dart from Cox Goodyear. And a great opportunity here for a talented goal kicker in Leary.
We're just talking about the skippers having an influence, and what a beautiful kick to advantage. It was a pleasure to watch it.
And I'll tell you what, Jed, just held that ball just a little, that second longer, and gave his forward a great opportunity.
He's an experienced customer. He uses it well. He makes good decisions. He gives Leary the chance here, and he's pulled that kick awfully. Never looked like being a goal. In fact, doesn't even score. So a rare misfire there from Leary as a spectator takes a tumble.
He had a couple of mates trying to take a specky on each other right on the fence line, just went through the fence. So here comes Simpson, it looks like, for Queensland. 2-on-1. No real talk there. Need to improve the communication on that occasion, Tassie.
Bennett and Tompkinson, suddenly those errors starting to creep into Tassie's game now.
That little bit of perceived pressure coming for Tassie in the second quarter. Queensland's definitely picked up the work rate, and the likes of the Fletchers and the Simpsons and have really got Queensland back into this contest. Speaking of Simpson, instantly gets claimed. So there'll be another stoppage. Ball gets thrown up once more. Bowman got the tap out straight to the man of the moment and Lovell. Good luck marking this one, gents. Right across half forward. Ball comes to the front. Players come together. Look at the swarming pack from Tassie. Lock that ball in as the crowd show their appreciation on the boundary line.
It looks like Tompkinson to contest with Bowman. Siggins playing as an on-baller. Tompkinson just drives it deep inside the forward line. Off hands to Cox Goodyear. Snap on goal. He's going to trickle through for a minor score. Starting to get himself involved. Bradley Cox Goodyear is often a player who just senses the moment when his team needs a lift. That's a dicey kick. Invites in Bailey Bogue. Fletcher just gets out of trouble in time to bowls. Then handball to Dorham, but flying over the top of him was Cleary, I think, or Hines rather. Pretty easy decision there for the umpire as Lanthward comes through the middle here, driving straight down the throat of Tom Cleary.
Geez, Freeman not playing in front there. Got easily outmatched. Jeez, how much? I'd love to see the live stats. Lovell has had an absolute ton of it. Finds his captain in Goodyear. Good, yeah. Oh, Lovell was looking for the handball as well. Decides not to. Not the best at kicks. Could have been cut off by Queensland. Almost got legged as well. Umpire found a free kick. Ball gets
Yeah, it was a
inside
leg kick.
50. He did get legged, so that ball's going to come back. Free kick's going to Salzburger. He's got to go behind his mark, though. Roseberger. Now, what's he got in front of him here? Inside attacking 50. He's going to go with the left foot.
You got Phillips deep.
Decides to go to the pocket. Oh, great mark in the end. Liam Dawson playing in front. And they're going to switch now. Come to halfback. Find Duran. Handballs it off. Here come Queensland. Unfortunately, instantly gets cut off there by Bales. Here come Tassie on the rebound. Oh, instantly turns it over again. Offermans. And that's going to be 50 for the push after the mark.
Well, if they can make it a 5 to 7 goal game, geez, at half time they'll be right back amongst it. I know, just admiring Tassie's early stuff. They kicked those big goals early on. I thought, they'll come back and bite Queensland because, they've been a little bit inaccurate, Queensland. This is a crucial goal for the Maroons.
Offermans has been good in the second quarter as well for Queensland. Get rewarded for effort, mate. Comes in. Right foot kick. And unfortunately, he's pushed that to the right.
Just stabbed at it, didn't he?
He didn't follow through at all. 4-9-33, trailing Tassie by 14 points. That margin's been closed very quickly. 22 minutes played in the second quarter. Both teams arguably trying to get the halftime without too much damage. Players going to come together here. Great effort there by Tassie. That kick, one-on-one. Who's going to win this contest? Playing in front was Williams. Oh, push the ball in front. Guess who it is? Griffith over the top. Got to be clean here. Handballs it back to Griffiths. Right foot snap on goal. What a goal!
He is a live wire, Harvey Griffiths. I thought they'd maybe just spoiled the chance a little when Hines blazed inside 50 when he had two runners offside to him, but they followed up, they got there, impacted the contest, and in the end thought they were way through it pretty nicely. And Griffiths just continues to be a threat, doesn't he, Jack?
Oh, he certainly does. It's the first goal to the left of screen today. And again, he keeps his feet, he stays dangerous, he keeps running hard, and he keeps presenting opportunities to make an impact, and he's certainly doing it today.
Geez, I tell you what, gents, Griffiths is the kind of bloke, it's almost like his body's going 100 mile an hour and his brain's going about 50k an hour because he finds himself in some uncertain spots but ends up kicking the goal anyway. So great effort by Griffiths, and that's exactly why he's the leading goal kicker down there in the great Tassie region.
He's had himself a season as Tompkinson handles it out of the ruck to Clifford. High, up and under to half forward. Mathos in there with Webb battling away. Spills to Doran. In the end, they'll work it wide. He'll just pitch in. Giving a half-hearted effort to keep it in with Bowles, but he's pretty content to see that one over the line. And tossed in half forward here for Tassie, who... Big goal, that one to Griffiths. As you mentioned, the first one to that end all afternoon. And just as Queensland were looking like they could really close the gap. An important one. Bowman works his way to the front, paddles it towards the line. Stingle first to it, though. Sells a little bit of candy, then straightens up, and then went back around and tried to beat him again. But stepped out of play in the process.
Just a little, we're into the red time. Is this danger time for Queensland? Can Tassie get another goal later this quarter? And they'll feel happy about that to kick two into the wind.
Well, you got to lock the ball in, don't you? In the next couple of minutes, just don't give Tassie that easy out and that shot on goal. As play continues now, Tassie looking to clear. Oh, here comes Simpson. Oh, looking for a teammate. That's got to be on the ball. Yes, it is.
Yeah, well, great tackle by Webb.
Bowles instantly got claimed. Yeah. Dropped the footy cold. And it looks like it's going to be another shot on goal. And it's going to be James Webb.
And this is what I'm talking about for Tassie. This is a great opportunity for them. It's been a tough quarter for them, but they end up getting a couple of late goals. And I'm sure Coach Cornelius will be wrapped with that.
Webb. This could be a bit of a dagger in the heart going into half time. 25 minutes played. Comes in. Left foot kick. It's pushed it out to the left, and it's not coming back. So, missed opportunity from Tassie back into this quarter. And looking at the scoreboard, they've actually called that a goal, so that's an interesting one. Play continues here as Queensland look to clear out of trouble.
And Doran chips it in the half-back line, and he finds a target in Dawson. Dawson just going to drive it down the line, flying from behind there over the top. Spectacular effort
great
with
hair ball.
Stingle. And now they're opened up back out the other way. Searching ball, stretching. Gunther just gets in to break it up. Freeman, I thought, was about to pluck it. A great effort from Harry Gunther. Just getting a fist in there. Sees it away from them. There's a chance now for Queensland deep in this quarter to just close the margin. Back within 15 points here.
Geez, go gadget arms on the last line defence there from Tassie.
Yeah, Gunther, he's good at that sort of thing. One of the best key defenders in the TSL this year is that one. He's snapped goalward by Woodburn. He's got another. Spectacular finish from Benjamin Woodburn round the corner. And they do close back within 15 points.
Great goal by Woodburn, really well balanced, just gave himself a bit of time and space, kicked across his body and didn't make a mistake, and that's the goal that Queensland had needed. 5-9-39, trailing Tassie 8-6-54 Kane.
Well, the thing I've noticed too, when you look at, Simpson's kicked a couple, Woodburn's kicked a couple, and they're two of probably the cleanest midfielders, one-touch players in the quaffle this season. They have been dominating the quaffle. And it's just clean possession, just takes a little bit of that edge of pressure off, doesn't it? And Woodburn in the end, great finish.
Siggins moves himself up onto the wing. He's trying to inject himself into the game. Andrew?
Yeah, he's been pretty well held today, Sam Siggins. I think Queensland would be happy with the way they've been able to negate him. I mean, he only needs one or two opportunities, as we saw last year. But no, they'd be delighted with the start they've made on him, as this one's locked in there. And we'll toss it up once more as Siggins now moves in around the ball, acting as a rover here, looking to run through the contest. He gathers it, flicks it up to the outside. Fired a handball off there, Stingle, and he found Lovell, who again uses it beautifully, and they'll drive it inside 50 now. A deep kick into the pocket, but reading it beautifully there. The Queensland defence able to clear away Valpede, launching it up the line. Woodburn with a timely fist just to break it up, and he'll go back in here. Has a battle with Gunther. Spills the way of Simpson. Simpson has had a profound influence this quarter. Tompkinson had it spoiled away from him. Cleary happy to seek the safety of the line, and taking him across was Fletcher.
Yeah, great work by Casey Nichols in defence. Nicholas in defence, he just takes that ball, turns it back into attack. Queensland back inside there, just outside forward 50.
Can they sneak one here? The Queenslanders going into half-time. 28 and a half minutes played here. Definitely got to be in red time here. Bowman got to the front, pushed the ball towards the contest. There's a chance for Gordon. Blind turned back into trouble, and that's holding the footy. Good effort there on that occasion. Was Fletcher Bennett, who's been a bit livelier in the second quarter defensively. Cross half back.
He's a capable player, another one of that young Bombers brigade. We've seen him used forward and back, but I think he's most comfortable down in defence as Bailey Bogue takes a really good mark in heavy traffic. Gets it moving quickly to Hines. They're out here, the Tasmanian. Hines streaming into a wide open goal. Jake Hines misses. Well, and Cox Goodyear says, where was the dish over the top?
Oh, geez, talk about an anticlimax, gents. Thought that was a goal for all money for Tasmania.
The whole pack went forward except one person, and that was Hines, who went the other way, and they won the footy, got over the top. You're right, but he should have lowered the eyes for the skipper.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, the skipper generally gets right away on those ones, doesn't he, in the end?
Shaky Hines does love a goal, though. Doesn't give too many off his in scoring ranges. This one's chipped into the middle, and Queensland perhaps with chance for one last score this quarter. A long ball out the back. Spills out, running onto it is Hamilman. Will it sit for him? It does. And Hamilman drops it into the post with the goals at his mercy. They have been wasteful this quarter, Queensland.
Yeah, they're crucial opportunities, but great clearance again by Fletcher, who's really lifted this second term for the Queenslanders. Gives the star full forward Hamilton every opportunity to score, but can't.
Here's a chance now. Coming out of trouble, Phillips. Been a little bit quieter this quarter. Finds a teammate, outstretched arms. They have the outnumbered Queensland, so here's a chance. Hits Batchelor. Batchelor gets it over the back. Oh, great effort there. Batchelor dives on the opponent. Freeman gets the handball out. Tassie right under the pump, back into the quarter. Umpire says no. It's going to be a stoppage, about 35 out on a pretty tight angle from Queensland's goal. Play continues here. They've got to try and lock the ball in, Queensland, and they're going to have an opportunity. That's out on the full.
Protney just rushing the kick there a bit. Felt the pressure, just wanted to clear the area.
Bowles were just trying to get his teammates to calm down. Erickson wanted to take the kick. Bowles said no. Here comes a booming left foot kick from Bowles right to the goal square. Who's down there for Queensland? Looks like, that was Phillips coming third man up.
Well, Bowles has been going head-to-head with Siggins and certainly having an influence. But as to your point, Andy, he doesn't need many possessions to really hurt you. So, but it's been a good, impressive quarter by Bowles.
Play continues here. You got Phillips and Bowman. Again, Bowman gets into the back of Phillips. He's been doing that a number of times this afternoon. The umpire hasn't quite picked up on it as yet. So he's been getting away with a few of those. As Phillips decides to just punch the ball forward. That little clip around the chin.
It's him again, Fletcher, outstanding this term for the Maroons.
Fletcher chips the ball short, finds Gordon. Gordon again goes to the hot spot. They're peppering away. Is that mark paid? Yes, it is. It looks like it's Freeman. Just got enough purchase on the ball to be paid the mark right on the halftime siren. And I'll tell you what, gents, if he can be successful here, geez, what would that be? 6-11 to 8-7, and all of a sudden it's definitely game on.
It was a great centering kick by Bailey Gordon. He really gives his forwards every opportunity to kick it into the hot spot.
Freeman, this will be massive for Queensland going into half-time. Comes in, right over the goal umpire's hat. Guess what, ladies and gents? It's game on between Queensland and Tassie at half-time here at Bond University. And gents, just quickly, before we go to the half-time break, that second quarter, who do you reckon was dominant for either side?
Oh, well, just quickly, I thought Will Fletcher was outstanding. Who can forget Tom Simpson's early start to that second quarter? He was fantastic. They've got a lot more run from defence. They just all over Queensland just started to get their heads back into the game and make some opportunities going inside forward 50, but still plenty to see.
Yeah, Tom Simpson, the one who turned this game for me, had those 2 goals out of the centre square and just 3 or 4 big contests he won around the ground, body on the line, crashing in. So often these games, it's the big individual moments, and he has owned a few of those moments in that quarter. Really led from the front. That got the ball rolling. The snowball effect takes over. Suddenly the confidence is flowing. I think it all stemmed from Simpson out of the middle early in that quarter.
Well, gents, we're going to take a world break at half-time. 5-11-41 Queensland trailing Tasmania. 8-7-55, 14 points the margin. Please stay with us for third quarter. State representative action here coming to you live from Bond University. We'll be back after the break. And welcome back, ladies and gents, if you're just joining us here at Bond University. Queensland dominated that second quarter against Tasmania this afternoon. Tassie got the jump in the first quarter, kicked 7 goals to 0 in that opening stanza. And Queensland came firing back in that second quarter. Got a number of goals on the board to close that margin. It's only 8 points in favour of Tasmania. 6-11-47 to 8-7-55. Still joining me, my name's Kane Brown. Still joining me is Mr. Jack Barry and Andrew Cooling. And gents, geez, that second quarter was absolutely brilliant from the Queenslanders.
Kane, 6 goal term to Queensland. But 6 goals, 7. So they had lots of shots on goal. So a little bit inaccurate, but certainly right within the game now. We've got AC/DC blaring in the background, so it's all happening. But Andrew, I'm sure from Tasmania's point of view, what do you think their coach in Aaron Cornelius would have said to them? Because their best footy has been pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think get back to what we were doing in the first quarter. Just the ball use was much cleaner in quarter number 1. They were winning the ball at the coalface a lot more. I think a lot of that started from Phillips. I think the message is largely going to be, it does appear it's not a 7-goal breeze, but there's definitely a wind advantage. We need to do some scoring this quarter. We need to make sure we've got a healthy lead heading into 3/4 time. I think it's going to be the focus. Got to get back to scoring and winning the ball out of the middle, because aside from Kieran Lovell, I think the Tassie midfield was a little bit subdued in quarter number 2.
No, you're definitely right. We're going to go through some goal kickers.
Yeah, so for Queensland, Tom Simpson, who had an outstanding second term, those 2 back-to-back goals. He's kicked 2. Ben Woodburn's kicked 2. Liam Dawson has kicked...
Jonathan Freeman got the last one.
Jonathan Freeman and Batchelor has kicked the goal. Then for Tasmania, 2 to Harvey Griffiths. He's been exciting to watch. Oscar Van Dam, and then 1 each to Jake Hines, Sam Siggins, Isaac Hyatt, and also Brandon Leary.
And I'll tell you what, gents, I mean, again, you look at Woodburn, Simpson and Fletcher in the middle of the ground, gave Queensland first use of the footy in that second quarter, got them back into it. 4 goals between Simpson and Woodburn, as Jack was saying. And for Tassie, I mean, I've loved watching Lovell play. I thought Bennett was pretty good in that second quarter, and Griffiths again. You know, he's very lively in that 4-line setup, but you're definitely right, Andrew. I'd love to see Phillips really put his body into the ruck contest. Bowman struggled in the first quarter. Phillips was all over him, giving Tassie that first use in the middle of the ground, and if they had any chance to kick a score in this third quarter, it's got to start there.
And look, there's a couple of great matchups. It's been going head-to-head. It's been Donnelly versus Hamleman. That's been a great matchup. And Siggins v. Bowles. So keen to see how that pans out in the second half, Andrew.
Just about ready to go with quarter number 3 here at Bond University Oval. Well poised as we start this second half. An 8-point lead for Tasmania. And given the quarter time advantage they enjoyed, Queensland will be quite content with that. It's anyone's game as we get underway in quarter number 3. Bowman up against Phillips once more. Phillips just takes it out of the ruck, but out his kick charge down. All back into dispute. It's burrowing in there. Simpson fired the handball. That was chopped off. Going nowhere with the kick, though. Stingle up and under. Definitely not 15. Simpson gets it, and he's immediately collected. It's just not making the contact he's after there, Stingle.
Plenty of size and strength on the ball for Tassie.
Some big units around there, isn't it? As Bowman wins that contest over Phillips. Siggins trying to bustle through. Bowman just clears the area, kicks it out into space. It's a foot race. Leading that foot race is Lanthos, who gets taken down in a good tackle from Harvey Griffiths. And it trickles out of play.
And Lanthos was definitely another one in that second quarter for Queensland who really got his side back into the contest. As again, it's a pretty good crowd here down at Bond University. Not the biggest ground in Queensland, but definitely got the crowd still building as Fletcher gets caught high. Umpire says play on. Stoppage there. As Fletcher picks himself off the deck. Sherwood captain for the Magpies. Oh, players come together there. Woodburn got the handball out, found Fletcher, and here's a chance now through Valpede. Valpede kicks that ball inside, attacking 50, looking for, guess who? It's Hamilman.
Yeah, great work there by Valpede. Again, his run and dash off the halfback is important for Queensland today. He done that and give his forward every opportunity to take a good mark.
geez, when you can kick to the forward's advantage, likes of Hamilman and Freeman, they're so hard to stop when they play in front. Hamilman, this would be the perfect start for Queensland to close that margin back to a couple of points. Hamilman, right foot, that's going, that is gone. Perfect start for Queensland as they get the first goal of the premiership quarter, and that margin's been closed back just to the 2 points.
Yeah, if you roll the tape back, you'd see that Ben Woodburn won a really critical possession inside that stoppage and just got a clever little handball out through the legs to open it up for Queensland to clear through Valpede, and then again the champion Hamilman puts it straight through.
First goal of the afternoon to the Hammerman. Leading goal kicker, he kicked 100 last year in the quaffle for Redland Victoria Point. They played off in the grand final against Aspley last year. Couldn't get the job done on that occasion. Back-to-back premiership winners, the Aspley Hornets. As play continues here. Looks like Tassie got the tap out on that occasion. Here's a chance going inside, attacking 50 to the goal square. Is it going to go through? Yes, it is.
Stingle with some magic there, mirroring what we saw from Simpson in quarter number 2, just taking it out of the clearance, running through the back of the stoppage, and it's not too many metres in between the 50 arc and the square here, so it's certainly an avenue to goal, and we're seeing that today. Beautiful play from Stingle, who's lifted as it's gone on.
Yeah, Phillips a great tap out again. I think he just took his eyes off the ball, did Bowman, and then he got that tap out, and then just beautifully picked up in a long shot goal. We love seeing long range goals. So. And
geez, and that's the thing too, gents, as well, isn't it? When you get to the front of the contest, you got so much room to move, and like you said, Andrew, there's an awful lot of room between this middle of the ground and forward 50, and that was a great finish in the end.
The immediate response from Stingle. Phillips again decisively in the ruck, this time down to Lovell, floats it over the head of Leary, and it's intercepted back there by Liam Dawson. Waste no time clearing the area, looking for Simpson, but just dropping back in front of him was Lovell once more. Lovell drills one inside forward 50 again, turns straight over though, as this one is intercepted by Bowles, who shifts it sideways. Just a couple of missed targets entering the 50 arc there for the Tasmanians. Back to Bowles on the last line of defence. Tassie press up here and try and box them in. Bowles with a low kick outside 50, a good one floating in from the side. Nicholas takes an excellent mark and he's got a man on over the top. Chips it there and finds Simpson. Simpson has Hitchcock. Sidestep and then sends it inside the forward 50. Looking for Hamilman. Getting back in the way was Bennett. Couldn't complete the mark. Donnelly interjecting. They scrap for it at ground level. Don't think it's going to get out of there. Umpire gives it some time to develop. Still, they wrestle away for it and the umpire eventually calls for it.
Geez, gents, Ericsson's been the one for me. He has been a bit quiet in the first half. The Grogan medal winner from the Broadbeach Cats. He's generally been pretty good off the wing, but I tell you what, he's been a bit quiet at half time. Love to see him get a bit more of the ball in this third quarter as that ball gets held up about 35, 40 metres out from the Queensland goal. Then love to get another one on the board, get the lead for the first time this afternoon after that 7-0 first quarter from Tasmania, as that ball's not going to be going anywhere. Another stoppage. That wind sort of dropped off at the start of this third quarter. This play continues. Freeman in there for Queensland, got the tap out. Looking for a teammate, players dive on it. That's 3 stoppages in about 30 seconds.
It's not overly windy, but there's been 2 goals for the day to the left of the screen and 15 or 13, whatever it is, from to the right of screen. So, but you'd think there's a big howling wind.
No, you're definitely right. That second quarter, the breeze was howling a little bit as that handball doesn't find its target. That little hack kick ends up with the captain for Tassie. Great pickup, left foot kick, going towards goal. What a goal by the captain!
Bradley Coxgood, yeah, ever the man for the moment. That was just spectacular. He saw the space over the top of the forwards and went, I can kick this from 70. I've only really got to hit it 50. He's such a lovely kick on that left foot. And Tassie needed that one. A beautiful goal from the captain.
Yeah, great goal by Tassie. That's what Tasmania be looking for. That scoreboard pressure. those guys in inside forward 50s and kicking those goals. And we've seen 2 great long-range goals for Tasmania, and there's nothing better than that sort of scoreboard pressure because Queensland will have to chase that down.
Geez, 2 goals to 1 in this third quarter, early stages. Only just under 7 minutes played. So this is where the game's going to be won and lost, I think, gents. In the middle of the ground in this third quarter, as Phillips, the vice-captain for Tasmania this afternoon. Bowman probably got his first hand on it. Tassie, though, looks like they're going to get the clearance. Heading towards Sanar forward. Ball came off the chest of Webb. Ends up in the hands of Phillips once more. A booming handball. Finds a teammate. That kick inside attacking 50. Liam Dawson getting to the front. Gets a foot on the ball. I think that's Griffiths.
It is, and I think he just fumbled the ball onto his boot. I'm not sure he intended that way, but it worked out beautifully. Harvey Griffiths has another one.
Harvey Griffiths has 3 goals, which talked in the break. He reminds us a little bit of Horn Francis with the socks up, but just the energy and he runs with. And he's making the most of his opportunities today. He's been the form player out of Tassie, and he certainly has not missed a beat.
And gents, too, a couple of occasions deep inside defensive 50. Liam Dawson, the likes of Liam Dawson and also Adrian Williams, they're so good at intercepting the footy, but on a couple of occasions they've actually cut each other off. And unfortunately, Tassie have taken full advantage, and Griffiths probably has kicked 2 of the 3 goals from that sort of situation.
Yeah, so after Queensland get the first goal of the third quarter, Tassie respond with 3 in short order. Restoring the advantage here. That one's going to be locked up. Lead at 20 points. And it's going to be interesting to see how far ahead they feel they need to be heading into the last, given the win factor as Phillips wins it down. Lovell couldn't get separation. They'll battle away in midfield. Lovell in there again. Tackle being laid. Bale's trying to fight for it. They crack in. Just fumbled out in the end, and somehow the clearing kick came from Siggins. Good battle at half-back, some good shepherding there, allowed in Preshaw. Preshaw chips into the pocket, looking for Tompkinson, just shielded the space, then lays a tackle. Big Tompkinson slings his man to the ground. He was content to force the ball up there. Now them to set up.
Geez, that was Williams again on the last line.
Couple of big, strong bulls going head-to-head.
They went at it last year at North Hobart. They're at it again today, those two. Very familiar with each other, those 2 big men. Sharp handball there from Ericsson, but they've turned it over here. Diving in was Webb. He might get an in-the-back decision. He will. So James Webb with an opportunity to send Tassie forward here. Plenty of bodies back, though, for Queensland. Just goes the setup in the Tompkinson direction. Couldn't bring it down. Handball out the back to Dawson. Dawson has some time and drops one off there for Simpson. He goes across to Stallard. Now they work it back. Stallard reached in, coughed it up to Leary. Leary snapping from 45. He gets his second of the contest. The exciting Brandon Leary. He is so dangerous anywhere inside 50. And he snaps truly, and Tassie have 4 on the trot.
Well, I reckon there's been 4 of those goals today that have been absolutely gems of goals. Snaps out of packs, on boundary lines. They've kicked those big goals, and full credit to Tassie. They're starting to widen the gap now, so Queensland will need to bounce back strong now.
Geez, he hit the sweet spot on that snap on goal, didn't he, Leary? That was perfect purchase from about 45 out, and geez, great finish by Tassie, and all of a sudden they've gone sort of bang, 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 bang to get that margin out. It's still only 4, what's the score there?
26.
26, blowing it back out to 26. Got it down to 2, and all of a sudden it's gone out to 26. So they've added 24 points very, very quickly, have the Tasmanians. Bowman again, that ball's going to get recalled.
Yeah, Queensland won't want to get too far behind, otherwise just have numbers behind the ball and it'll be tough to try and kick a winning score.
Bowman versus Phillips. Phillips got first touch on it. Looks like Bowman's going to get a free kick though for holding. Phillips was unsure on that one. Bowman, bit of a clumsy handball to Gordon. Gordon chips the ball out wide, playing in front. Probably dropped the mark he should have taken, the Tasmanian. There's Lovell again. Bit of a turn of pace there. Phillips, that's a smart kick. Runs onto an open goal. And unfortunately, teammates screaming to lower the ice.
Well, I think young Leary loved the look of that last kick. He thought, I'm going to try and do it again, but just probably didn't quite have the balance right as Simpson makes his way off the ground for Queensland to be replaced by Offermans.
Geez, Hines was screaming for it in the pocket. He said, what about me?
Yeah, well, given Hines burned Cox
Oh,
early, can't
shocking.
complain so much. That is Paul Lovell, almost the beneficiary. They just escaped, but the pressure's still red hot here, diving in Isaac Hyatt. Forces a stoppage, and you get yourself in all sorts of trouble with errant kicks under no pressure in the back line like that. Very lucky.
Geez, hospital kick, that one.
Set him up for Trey Tompkinson out of the ruck immediately. He's wrapped up, a firm tackle from Nicholas. Just riding him, taking the big Tompkinson down. He'll go again in the ruck against Bowman. This time wins first use, sends it high in the sky. Flying leap there, not quite the mark to Griffiths. They'll try and bounce out of defence here through Valpete, but he couldn't gather it cleanly.
How's the
Sneaking up
pick
there and kicking the goal. It's Bailey Bogue, who's got up there and got himself on the scoreboard. And Tassie, once again, as they didn't quarter number one, shooting the lights out with these opportunities.
Super impressive. And again, they're kicking the goals that matter. They're getting shots on goals and they're nailing. 12-7-79, leading Queensland now 7-11-53.
I think the difference, though, in this third quarter, the Queensland defence haven't done a lot wrong. A couple of occasions have put their teammates under immense pressure, but in reality, clean possession, one touch, and taking your opportunities when they pop up, and Tassie's taken full advantage in the third quarter.
Yeah, well, 6 goals, 7 in that second term for Queensland, and then they've come out and kicked 5 straight, Tasmania.
After Queensland had the first of the quarter too. Close within 2 points. Phillips again starting to reassert his dominance out of the middle. This time these kicks chopped off though. Plenty of pressure comes. Leary lays a tackle into the hands of Offmans, and umpire says, I'll have it.
Geez, they're hunting in packs all of a sudden, the Tasmanians. The defensive side of the game has gone up a notch as far as they're concerned. As Phillips brought the ball to ground, Tassie trying to win possession about 45 out from their goal. Queenslander came flying into the contest, dived on the footy. Players come together. About 45 out from the Tasmanians' goal.
We spoke early in the term about Tassie having some really big bodies on ball, just creating paths and openings for their smaller players.
It's
Like
Cox
this one.
Goodyear sharks the tap, snaps
No
on
way.
goal. He has another. He's pure class, Brad Cox Goodyear. The captain kicks his second of the term. Tassie with 6 goals on the bounce. They're starting to blow this one open.
Jeez, and we were wondering at half time, gents, who was going to stand up for Tassie. I mean, Siggins has been well held in the first half, and I tell you what, I reckon you've got to look at Cox Goodyear, captain of this side, has just gone up probably 2 levels compared to everyone else, kicked a couple of goals, and really, really starting to dominate this third quarter.
He's the definition of a clutch player, Bradley Cox Goodyear. He rarely does it when his team mile ahead. When his team needs a lift, he is there providing it.
Well, all of a sudden, like we've said before, the score's blown out all of a sudden, 91-53 in favour of Tasmania. 15 minutes played in the premiership quarter. Simpson got the clearance. Ball comes off the knees of a Queenslander there. Got the handball out. Freeman handballs it off to Offermans. Offermans finds a teammate in Hitchcock on that far side wing. Hitchcock kicks it to Erickson, back in the middle of the ground. They've been very well held through the corridor, has Queensland this afternoon. Got the switch going. This is Dawson. Dawson decides to go back to Williams. They're not going to bomb away. If they can maintain possession, goes back to Dawson. The 2 backmen are sharing the ball here. Kicks up the line. That's okay. Bowles has got it now. Had a brilliant second quarter. Chips that ball towards half forward. No one at home for Queensland though. Easily chopped off across half back for Tassie. And that was Bennett on that occasion. Bennett kicks the ball backwards. That's Gunther. Gunther chips the ball out. Kicks to half back. Great contested mark by Phillips. Runs directly into trouble though. Simpson goes bang, holding the ball.
Well, Simpson maintaining a high standard all game for Queensland. Wraps up the tackle. Wins the ball back for Queensland.
Simpson sees a teammate all on his own, and it's Hamilman. Don't know how he got off the chain on that occasion, the big hammer man, but he did. And here's a chance for Queensland to fire back.
Well, we're looking at Cox Goodyear and the influence he's having, and I suppose for Queensland, it's Simpson. You know, similar. He's probably not hitting the scoreboard, or he did in the second term, that's for sure. But certainly his goals assist, he's right up there.
Smart kick from Simpson gives Hamilman a chance. Kicks that ball. That's coming back beautifully. Queensland fire back. They've kicked their 8th. 8-11-59. And Tassie still have that lead in this premiership quarter. 14-7-91. 17 minutes played in the third quarter. And I tell you, it's been sort of the two halves of each quarter, hasn't it, gents? Sort of Tassie fires off at the start and then Queensland come back. First and third quarters have been dominated by Tassie, though, and Queensland have got to try and stay in touch.
Well, it's the first time we've had multiple goals to the left of screen for the day. So
both coming to big Hamilman, starting to impose himself here. And you can see why he's kicked so many goals. Lovely technique. Purchase off the boot. So back to the middle. That goal breaks a run of 6 consecutive for Tassie. Tackle laid there, spills out the back. Handball from Preshaw. Lovell just got it away in time. Tackle laid by Woodburn and locks it in there. The umpire will toss it up. So Phillips will continue his duel with Bowman. Phillips paddled it down. Handball just in the direction of Lovell, went off the ground. Dashing and arching the back away was Offerman's. Offerman's a little unclean though. Leary applying pressure. Did he get in the back? Not quite. Umpire again happy to call for the ball up.
They've been so good, Tassie, at just maintaining their width, positional width. And Queensland's just got to be careful. A lot of players getting sucked into the contest at the moment. It's Tassie clear again. Here's a chance. Oh, Liam Dawson over the back. Brilliant on that occasion. Forces the ball out of bounds. 8-11-59 to 14-7-91.
Segan's starting to impose himself on the game now.
He's starting to get his hands on the football, hasn't he, here in the third term? Segan's a tough man to keep quiet for 4 quarters. Phillips halved the contest, went back in.
Oh,
was outside. There's some below-the-knees contact there. Play continues, and Simpson bursting out the back of the pack once more and drives it deep. It's Cleary and Hamilton. Hamilton works his way to the ball, paddles it to the line, and toes through a spectacular goal. Matty Hamilton, that was so clever. Just paddled it out in front of him, had the perfect weight to pull it up short, toes it through. He's third of the term. What a player he is.
Well, we're starting to see the best of the best, aren't we, for both sides there. Great work there again. Simpson once again gets that foot. He's been outstanding today for Queensland. Gets the ball down to the dangerous Hamilton, and he's a bums on seas player, and there he is with kicking his third for the afternoon. And to your point, Andrew, he's third for this quarter.
Well, I tell you what, gents, the fact of the matter is, Hamilton, for such a big man, his foot speed, when the ball hits a deck, he's shown it time and time again in the quaffle playing for Aspley. He doesn't just dominate in the air. When the ball hits the deck, he's kicked plenty of goals like that. Yep. So great effort by Hamilton, and he's had a brilliant third quarter.
Yep, he's done it at Morningside, he's done it at Aspley, and he's doing it at Redland Bay at the moment.
Back to 26 points, 2 in a row. Queensland fighting back here. Phillips gets the clearance, sends it high. Hines working up at the football, took an unkind bounce. Griffiths, he collects it, then he's collected by Nicholas. Ball back in dispute, and it'll be locked in there. As Phillips says, I'll take this, as he strides inside the forward 50. He's had a pretty good quarter, Andrew Phillips. Going to work Bowman over. Bowman might have gone over the shoulder there. He has. And that will present Phillips with an opportunity.
He's definitely within range, isn't he? Phillips from here.
He's a thumping kick. I saw him kick one from about 60 out earlier in the year at KG5 against Glenorchy. He was like, hang on, I thought this was the big ruckman who you didn't trust kicking. No, not the case with Andrew Phillips. Get him the ball and watch him do his work. Distance won't be a problem, certainly with the wind at his back. Just accuracy the question. So Phillips, to extend Tassie's lead back out to 32 points. He'll kick from 40 metres out. It looks good off the boot. It's dead-eye straight from Andrew Phillips. And Tassie answer back and kick back out to a 32-point lead as goals just keep on flowing in quarter number 3.
Yeah, we've got a shootout on our cards today, that's for sure. But yeah, 15-7-97, Tasmania leading Queensland 9-11-65. What do we play? 21-minute mark of the third term, Kane.
Well, when you think about it, gents, I mean, you know, they've had 30 shots of they've had 20 shots of goal, Queensland, and you've got 22 for Tassie. So 15-7 to 9-11. Again, inaccuracy has probably cost them a little bit, Queensland, in the first three quarters. And Tassie, well, Phillips, you talk about the leaders of this Tasmanian side, and Goodyear and Phillips has dominated the third quarter as players come together there from that tap out. Ball's going to get thrown up again. Bowman and Phillips. Bowman gets his own clearance. Left foot, inside out, Torp. Shocking bounce of the ball. Fools both players on that occasion in the forward pocket. Batchelor couldn't win possession either. And here come Tassie again out of their back line through Van Dam. Van Dam kicks the ball up the line. Look at the numbers for Tassie at the moment. Unfortunately, they turn it over. Here's a chance. Queensland going back inside, tagging 50. That shot on goal isn't going to get there. And look at Hammerman.
Yeah,
and look at Batchelor raising the arms up going, drop the eyes, mate.
Should have lowered the eyes there. I think that was Lay and hit his captain in Batchelor 25 metres out directly in front.
Let off there for Tassie. The kick clears defensive 50. Phillips has it spoiled away by Bowman. Fell into the path of Preshaw. He's coughed it up though, gave it to Fletcher. Fletcher lowers the eyes, he hits the target. And leading out is the big man once again, Hammerman, who is really having a profound influence on this match.
Well, he kicked 8 goals last week, so he's in pretty red-hot form at club level. He's come into this state side, and he's got a chance to kick a bag once again.
So can he do the business once again? His goal kicking has been sharp thus far to cut the margin again. It's working back on the breeze. Not quite enough this time. And a let off there. Matt Hammerman missing. And the margin at even 30 points.
Here we go. The game feels like it's right on the line here. The next goal is going to be massively important for both these sides. Ball gets over the back. Gets forced over the boundary line. Right in front of the Tasmanian interchange bench there. That ball's going to get thrown back in. Like, again, Fletcher's has been a little bit quieter in this third quarter. Simpson's doing his usual thing. Phillips there, great tap work. Straight in the hands of Ericsson though. Had to get the ball out. Phillips to Lovell. Lovell got off to the teammate. Here's a chance. There's an instant turnover. You got Ericsson. Can he keep the ball in? That handball over the top gets forced over the line. Another boundary throw in, gents.
Yeah, strong tackle by Lay there on Goodyear. Cox Goodyear.
Queensland pressing against the wind here. A goal would almost be worth double if they could snag one late in this term, give themselves a real chance to come home with a wet sail. Phillips reaches over the top. Cox Goodyear, though, just through the stoppage. Wills himself to it. Getting in trouble was Avent, but he shrugged the tackle expertly. Now they go through the middle of the ground. Bales will drive them deep. Siggins, one out. He works his way to it. Couldn't gather. Going off the deck there was Hyatt. He couldn't direct it. In the end, it trickles out of bounds.
Tasmania they back their teammate to win the footy. They keep running forward, and they do win the footy. They look so dangerous.
Again, when the ball hits the deck, just like the first quarter, gents, they've been dominating the ground ball in this third quarter and giving their forwards the best opportunity for shots on goal. Both players go up. No clear winner on that occasion. Ball comes to ground. Players dive on it. Another stoppage. And you're right, Jed. Siggins too has had a better third quarter as well for Tassie. Oh, look at that! Takes the ball out of the ruck. That ball's rolling. Is that touched off the boot? No, just clipped the post.
Lucky.
Thinner pads, and that's a goal, I reckon.
Yeah, that's what he did last year, didn't he? He just took a couple out of the ruck there and.
Nearly again. Some wonderful stuff from Siggins. Just clipped a bit of the padding on the backside of the goal stick. Would have been a big goal for Tassie. The margin stays at 31 points. A vital final few minutes. Given the majority of the scoring has come to the end, Tasmania attacking. Really anything within 5 goals, Queensland will back themselves in. Bit of indecision here, though. Eventually
look
drives
at
the
that for
low
a
one.
kick.
Took his time, but made a great decision. Found Bowman, who again found some space. He sets it up over the top, leading out at his Bachelor. First to it, clean below his knees.
crunch.
Shrugs one, looks to palm off another. Gets the free kick, though. So Bachelor with an opportunity. He's got his man Hamilman, one out in the goal square if he fancies him.
Ericsson going down there too, so it's a 2-on-1. Ericsson looking to block in the goal square.
Bachelor might even take the shot on. He wheels out to his right, across the face of goal. Can anyone take a mark? Not quite. Off hands, right to the teeth of goal. Some clean, composed play from Bailey Bogan. They should clean up here, Tassie. Kick sets Hines the task. Just works his man underneath the football. Spilt out the back for Valpede. Under pressure, Valpede. Hines crunches him. Was it high or ball? Ball, says the umpire. Had to be one or the other.
Yeah, he was there. He had a play there in Tommy Horn to give it up. He did decide to take it on. He got caught with the footy.
Hines kick, a poor one. Gifts it right back to the Queenslanders and taken over by Dawson.
And Dawson somehow got back 40 metres to mark that ball. That kick inside's okay to Bowman. Now, where's Bowman go from here? Decides to go out wide. Got a little bit of half an overlap. Gordon had a brilliant day for Queensland. Looking for Freeman, playing in front. 2-on-1. The two went out. Good tackling pressure there from the Queenslanders. They got the extra number, Tassie, so they should be able to get out of trouble here. Kicking down that far side. Coming back through the corridor. That little chip kick. Diving Phillips, couldn't get his hands on the footy. Ericsson rose it. That kick back inside. Oh, Hamilman. Couldn't get his hands on the footy. Freeman. Look at the numbers for Tassie in defence. Freeman again. Who's that? That's Woodburn. Chips the ball. Smart play.
Well, Tassie's defence was under pressure. I thought they were making a really good fist of it down there again, but just the continued pressure by Queensland, and Woodburn, who's a very smart player, lowered his eyes and found the skipper. I think that's Bachelor.
That is Bachelor. Geez, you just love the work rate of Woodburn. So smart with a footy in hand for such a young man. As Bachelor trying to close that margin again, going into three-quarter time. Comes in, right foot kick. That's a better finish. They've got one back. They've kicked their 10th.
Well, that's his second goal, Brandon Bachelor, the skipper. We've seen two from Brad Cox Goodyear as well. So the skippers are really influencing the scoreboard today.
Stepping up for their sides when it matters. And that's a huge goal deep into red time in this third quarter. Just brings it back 25 points. It's an interesting one. Tassie have extended their lead this quarter, yet you feel Queensland won't be too disheartened because they've just kept themselves close enough given the amount of scoring that's been done to the right of your screen today.
And they've come back with the odd goal too going into the breeze, like we've said a couple of times during this third quarter.
It hasn't been a bad quarter for them, all things considered, I don't think.
No.
Despite Tassie extending the lead, somewhat counterintuitive, but conditions obviously playing a role. Big final few seconds of this term. If anyone could snare another late one. No one's escaping that though. I'm trying to toss it up as we tick towards half an hour in the third term. Plenty of goals, of course. Lovell went past the football. And laying a tackle was Offerman, who's fantastic in that engine room today. On his side. Phillips and Bowman. Phillips won it down straight to Simpson, however, and he firmly fires a handball out the back of the contest. Playing in front, Preshaw flung himself for the football. Bale scrapping away now. They'll climb on top of him. Desperately holding on here.
Yeah, another good clearance by Simpson, and the dangerous Blake Ericsson running hard.
And that's the thing too. It looks like Simpson's taking up the matchup against Lovell right in the middle of the ground. Arguably the best two players on the ground so far. Here's a chance. Snap on goal. Is it going to come back? No, it's not.
Yeah, I think he put himself under pressure. Just a nice little handball over towards Bailey Gordon, and then maybe they would have had a better shot on goal there.
Gordon was definitely in that better spot, wasn't he, Jack? Unfortunately, Fyfe just couldn't get the handball to him. Here come Tassie. Can anyone kick a goal right in dead time in this third quarter? Williams dropped the ball cold, instantly got tackled by Griffiths. He's kicked 3 goals this afternoon. And again, the likes of Williams and Dawson haven't had that intercept marking dominance like they've been used to in the past as Lovell gets shoved over the line. So they've done pretty well, the likes of Griffith down there, just to bring the ball to ground. Ball gets thrown back in. 31 and a half minutes played. Simpson instantly gets claimed. He got crunched to the ground twice. Oh, the two number 14s are going at it. Salzberger and Offermans. No love lost between those two. Phillips got the tap out. Play gets locked up once more.
We're watching Simpson and Lovell go head-to-head as well. They've been fantastic to watch, but they both separate once the clearance is gone, and both been probably the most effective players for each team.
Queensland pressing hard late in quarter number 3, and a free kick blown the way of the Maroons. They play on quickly into trouble, Woodburn, but he fired the handball away to Offermans. Offermans with the set-up kick. Great spoil came in from, I think it was Gunther getting a hand in there. Now Webb takes the mark. Perhaps time for Tassie to launch a quick counter. Over the top to Hines. Backing back with the flight. Brings it under his spell. Turns back onto his preferred left now. Fires a low dart inside 50. Bit of an ugly tumbling punt. And the Queensland defence should deal with it. Dawson on hand. And they've coughed it up cheaply. Just slapped forward once more. Pretty short launches onto it. And he's brought down a wonderful tackle. A goal-saving tackle, and there might be time enough for Queensland. Hitchcock back the other way. Sends it down the line, and they've got a wide-open forward line ahead of them. Goes back into the corridor instead. Found Offermans. Good option. Offermans with the little dish sideways. And then they'll spear one in. Fist came from Avon. Didn't kill the contest, though. Circling back inside to the teeth of goal and across the face. It'll be a ball in, though, so probably a better result than a behind for the Queenslanders.
Again, great play by Woodburn way back there. He drew a defender in and then flicked the ball out towards Simpson, who then got the ball rolling towards Queensland's way in defence.
They've been so good, Tassie, too, seen up behind the footy, especially in this third quarter. So Queensland's just going to be a bit smart with their ball use, going inside, attacking 50. Freeman's got it now. Dropped the ball cold. Woodburn lays a tackle. Again, they're about 35 out. We're right behind a possible shot on goal here. Freeman probably got the tap out against Phillips. Phillips has done pretty well on the ruck today. Ball comes to ground. Nicholas forced the ball down. Here's the captain for Tassie in Goodyear. Goodyear, and here's a chance. Probably the first intercept mark Williams has taken all day. Comes back into the corridor as the siren goes for three-quarter time. And the score, and it's well poised here. 10-14-74 Queensland, 15-8-98. It's a 24-point margin. 4 straight kicks, ladies and gentlemen. And guys, at three-quarter time, just before we go to break, who were the goal kickers in that third quarter?
Well, it's not got the goal kickers for the third quarter, but for the goal kickers for
the game,
for the game, yeah, we've got three to Harvey Griffiths, who has had a great period that quarter as well. Brad Cox Goodyear's kicked 2, so has Oscar Van Dam and Brandon Leary. Then one each to Andrew Phillips, Bailey Bogue, Michael Stingle, Sam Siggins, and Jake Hines. And for Queensland, Matt Hamlin's kicked 3, 2 to Brandon Batchel, the skipper, 2 also to Ben Woodburn and Tom Simpson, and 1 to Jonathan Freeman. But it's a bit of summary from yourself, Andrew.
Yeah, it's really well poised. Tasmania kicked another 7 goals to that end. They did in quarter number 1, but crucially Queensland were able to get 4 back the other way. 24 points in arrears. They won quarter number 2 by 32 points. So the message is going to be pretty clear from the coaching staff. Replicate that second quarter, we win the game. We heard it on the near sidelines just a minute ago. It's only 4 goals, lads, there. Sensing they can come over the top of them. And it's really well poised here. So Tassie with a lead, but far from a comfortable one, and just a wide open quarter of football. It was fire wagon end-to-end stuff. It's been great entertainment, a real shootout developing, and hopefully we get a finished worthy of the occasion.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here from Bond University. Game well poised for a brilliant last quarter. We'll be back after the break.
At least you don't forget those days in a hurry.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to Representative Football, coming to you live from Bond University, and it's well poised between Queensland and Tasmania in the men's. And gentlemen, my name's Kane Brown, still joined by the great man Jack Barry and Andrew Cooling, coming all the way from Tasmania. Thank you very much. And gents, well poised, like we said at three-quarter time, it's anyone's game in this last quarter.
Yeah, really looking for a big last quarter from both teams. As I said, they've probably looked at times a little bit clean, but geez, Queensland work ethic and have not stopped all day.
And they reeled themselves back into this one a couple of times. They've got the scoring end. As I said, they won this end by 32 points the last time. It's only 24 points now. It's a lead that's comfortable now, could very quickly become uncomfortable, especially given the rate of Knott's goals have been flying through this afternoon. But we're ready to go in the final term. Tassie v Queensland, the state rep game. Final term underway. Tompkinson in the ruck against Bowman, and there's an anti-climax. We'll go again, as the umpire has to call it.
Well, I was just looking at it, gents. Apparently, you know, it's Queensland 13, Tasmania 15 in their battles. So 100 plus years of rivalry between these two this afternoon as players come together. Tassie's got an extra number. Goodyear chips that ball towards half forward. Ball gets over the back. Queensland's got to be good. Dived on it, took the legs out, but got taken high first.
Yeah, a gutsy play there by Liam Dawson. Yeah, he had to go and he went. He got hit high. Wins the ball back for Queensland.
Dawson chips it out wide. That chip back finds Bowman. Looking for the handball off. Decide not to use it. Bowles was running past. He's had a good day, Bowles. Not the best of kicks from Bowman. Players come together. Freeman hit the pack hard. Queensland kick to the forward pocket. Is that going to stay in? No, it's not. So free kick going to Tassie. In the back pocket. Play continues. This is Cleary now. wearing that number 11 Tasmanian jumper. Great number to be wearing. Play continues. Kick up the line. Bowman's playing in front. Brings the ball to the ground. Players come together. Bowman somehow got it to Simpson. Into an open goal from 50. Unfortunately, that ball got pushed across because of the breeze, so that's how on the fall.
He had the hands to Hitchcock, really, who would have ran into probably an open goal, but, you know, he's been kicking those goals today, so he's going to back himself in. He's had an outstanding game.
Long ball towards Siggins, who was second hands to it, so it's called to play on. A brilliant diving smother there from Woodburn, and it might open up for him the other way. Woodburn, can he finish his work off? He heads across towards the goal square. Pure strength, couldn't complete the mark. Hammerman went off the deck, missed the ball.
No
Squaring
way.
ball back there to Fife. Fife around the corner, and he misses a soda. A real let-off there for Tasmania. He had time and space. 25 out directly in front, Aidan Fife. And he's butchered it.
Jeez, Batchelor. He did everything but mark the footy, the captain of the Queensland side. As again, pack comes together. Tassie's got the extra number out the back. That little worm-burner kick might work. Again, it's a 4-on-1. Unfortunately, guess what? The one out. Here's a chance now. Running through the middle of the ground. That kick towards centre forward, looking for the likes of Freeman and Hamilman. No one can take clean possession. Good tackle there from the Queenslanders. Players dive on it just inside attacking 50. And the umpires said, give it to me, boys. I'm going to throw that one up.
Again, that defensive run today from Valpy has been outstanding.
Oh, he's been brilliant.
His metres gained was there. He's certainly up there.
Simpson bullocks his way through the pack once more. Cox Goodyear dished it off. Preshaw starting to get busy in the final term. His kick fairly directionless though. Dropping one he should have had there was Dawson. Invites in pressure and he's crunched by Stengel. Caught him cold. Stengel with a big win there. And he wants to get this ball quickly so that he can get it inside 50. Really professionally done by Dawson to delay him without conceding the free kick. Lovell gets caught, has to give a handball back to Stengel. Stingle's off balance, kick might work out. Phillips dropped the chest mark. Fist came in from behind. Bowles gave it to Valpede and he chips out to Hitchcock. Hitchcock at half back. He's not called to play on. He drifts inside now. Spears one to Simpson. Tidy kick. He gives the handball back to Valpede, who continues to provide drive. Got a push after he kicked it. Will that be downfield?
Yep.
It will be.
And guess who it is?
And it is that man, Matt Hamilman, who will be the benefactor. That is a costly push.
Well, again, Valpede once again, run and dash, run and carry. Gets the ball down to the dangerous Hamilman, but gets pushed in his way and Hamilman gets that shot on goal.
He's been so creative off half-back Valpede. He took the game on there. And gives a chance for Hamilman, who really rose in quarter number 3. He can cut the margin back to 18 points here with a goal. It's working back. He's nailed it, Hamilman, and they're back within 18 points. Big goal there to start things off in the final term for the Maroons.
I don't think they've been in front all day, so can they overrun Tasmania? It's 18 points to go, so still a bit to be done yet, but again, Queensland building towards something.
Well, gents, during the week, I must admit, during especially the last couple of days, I reckon I've had every friend, family friend who is still based in Tassie call me talking about this game. They are all watching down there. Shout out to the Hobart Tigers Football Club. There's plenty of good people still around that club down there. Had plenty of happy memories back in the early 90s. So, plenty of interest here on both sides of the coin. Can Tassie hang on? Can Queensland come back and win this game? Simpson, he's had a mountain of work this afternoon. Ball gets intercepted though. Here's a chance for Tassie. Ericsson, good shutdown. Here's the man of the moment, and Siggins decide to take a bounce. Goes to 55, kicking towards goal. Guess what? Found a teammate right on the goal line.
Hines.
Jeez, I thought he'd kick that too far. That was going through for a point. And Hines, right on the goal line. He's right on the boundary now. He's going to come around on the right foot. Snap on goal. Unfortunately, hit the belly of the ball a little bit. He's pushed that to the right for a minor score.
Bailey Bogue coming onto the ground for Tasmania, as is Fletcher Bennett. And for Queensland, the dangerous Ben Woodburn back on.
19 points the margin in favour of Tassie. Scoreboard a little bit slow to tick over there. Here's another chance for Tasmania. Got a little bit of the overlap. Oh, the captain, probably the first mistake he's made all day. Look at the pressure comes from Tassie. That snap on goal isn't going to get anywhere near the goal square. Ball comes to ground. Guess who? Unfortunately, it was Phillips playing front and centre, the big man. Got the snap on goal, but again, another missed opportunity to try and put another nail in the coffin.
It's a long distance from the ball drop to his boot there, Big Phillips, as he tried to snap that one. He's pretty good from the set shot, but couldn't produce the goods from the snap. A let off for Queensland to go right down the guts once more. Ball in dispute. It's a free kick. It's going to be blown in favour of the Tassie captain, Cox Goodyear. Just calls to settle things down, and a blood rule.
Valpede looks like he's coming off with a blood rule.
Probably a timely one for Queensland here. Lets the defence get set.
Yeah,
as much as you don't want to lose Valpede.
He did take his eyes off the ball and looked at the player, and then that forced a free kick.
Well, Duran's come on for that blood rule, so he's moved right down into defence. He's playing he's lined up an opponent now, so here's a chance for Tassie. Got called to play on the captain, Goodyear. That's a booming kick to the goal square, but guess who it is? On the last line is Bowman. Not the best of kicks, but it's going to work for Queensland. Here's a chance for Nicholas. Nicholas finds Simpson. They've got a little bit of an overlap going. Simpson with that handball over the top. Kicks down the line, one-on-one. Freeman was there. Batchelor's there. Batchelor didn't give away the free kick. Tassie rebound. That kick back inside's okay. Finds Webb. And Webb decides to slow it down. That little chip is going to work for them. About 100 metres out from goal. Here's a chance to the hot spot. 2-on-1 in favour of Queensland. And it's Williams. Williams to Gordon. Gordon kicks it down the line. Finds Woodburn. Decides not to take a bounce. Got crunched after he kicked the footy. Play on. The numbers are with Tassie. Can they be clean here, Queensland? No, they can't. Tassie got the extra number. Woodburn's got to have to commit to this contest. Good effort there. Handball over the top. Look at the extra numbers here for Tasmania. They can take their option. They've got to be smart with the footy now. Back inside attacking 50, and a great contested mark there. And it looked like Williams again.
Probably just rushed the kick a little there. Running in numbers, Tassie, but they couldn't find a target inside forward 50. Risky kick. Had to be strong. He was Bowman. Kept it moving. Driven forward by Nicholas. Searching ball all one-on-one. Spills off hands. Who can gather cleanly? It won't be escaping there, and the umpire will call for it. Inside 50 for Queensland here. They trail this one by 20 points at the 9.5-minute mark of the final term. They're going to charge home with the wind here. Big contest, ball to be won at ground level. Clear and kick out of there from Gunther. Might come right back at him because Nicholas was perched underneath it.
Been outstanding, Nicholas, today.
Has he? What?
Can he find a marking target here? He spears one inside 50. It's a strong mark from Fife. Just worked his man underneath the football. And a chance to cut the margin to 14.
Both teams just really working up and down the ground, getting numbers to the contest. It's been outstanding to watch. Both teams are digging deep for each state.
So 8 and 5. Finishing has let Queensland down today. They need this one. A huge kick in the game. Fife across the face. Doesn't even trouble the scorers.
I think that's 3 this quarter they've had out of bounds on the full Queensland.
And these are the goals that Tassie were kicking. They were kicking the goals from that pocket. They kicked about 4 that I can remember. They've been all outstanding.
Tassie now. Kicks down the line. Plenty of numbers around this ball. Phillips got up. Couldn't win possession. Here's a chance for Lanthois. Handball. Woodburn's in there for Queensland. Handball's back. Couldn't find Lanthois. Phillips is there for Tassie. And again, they come out of trouble. But unfortunately, instant turnover. So that ball is going to come back. Freeman's there. Hammerman's there. Simpson is there. And unfortunately, Tassie coming out of trouble right now, and they've got the overlap going on their far side wing.
Sulzberger takes it on centre wing. He's got Bales overlapping and picked him out. Bales will send it deep. Hines one-on-one in the square. The support came in the form of Williams. It's roved and it's Big Tompkinson stepping through. A huge goal for Tassie. Jack Tompkinson snaps truly and extends the Tasmanians' lead with a crucial strike. It's 26 points.
Big goal, Tasmania, but my hat goes off to Harry Bales. What a gut-busting run out of defence. He didn't get the ball back until midway through, past halfway, and then gets that beautiful kick inside forward 50. Well done, Harry Bales.
And that's been the struggle for Queensland, I've found at times too. When they've got Freeman and Hamilman playing down there hasn't been anyone when the ball hits a deck to either lock the ball in or get that front and centre shot on goal. And who was it? It was Tompkinson, one of the biggest blokes on the ground, playing front and centre, ball hit the ground. First pick up, snap on goal, great effort.
There's an unlikely combo with Hines being the marking target and Tompkinson roving him. Fair size disparity between those two, but the big fella was good below his knees as I think a 666 breach against Tasmania there, just given the warning, and they'll toss this one up, which arguably they probably should be doing already given some of the bounces. Off that surface, Phillips competes, just got an arm in there to impede Offman's. Bogue on the bottom of the pack.
Oh,
and pinged.
jeez. Bit unlucky there, I would have thought.
Yeah.
The fact the players don't seem to know whose it is would suggest so. Phillips takes it, absolutely mongrels the kick straight into the opposition. Bounces the way of Tasmania though. Fletcher Bennett looking to weave away. Handball over the top. They're lining up inside 50 here. And he finds the marking target of Hines.
And again, just that poise, bit of polish going inside 50, hasn't it, for Tassie? They've been great in that area all afternoon and just sets up countless opportunities for shots on goal.
Van Dam making his way off the ground to be just swapped over with Cox Goodyear. The skipper comes back on.
It's on the right side for a left footer here. Jackie Hines goes back, he sends it on its way. And he extends the lead to 32 points. That's going to make things very difficult now for Queensland. Jake Hines, they've been nailing their shots all day. He does not err. And that is a meaningful advantage now at 32 points. Queensland needing at least 6.
Yeah, great goal to Hines. That's his second for the afternoon. He joins Leary and Cox Goodyear and as the multiple goal kickers, Van Dam as the multiple goal kickers, along with Harvey Griffiths.
Guys, there's 12 separate goal kickers for Tassie this afternoon. They kicked 17 goals, 12 separate goal kickers. And with, like you just said, Jack, Goodyear, Hines and Griffiths, and also Leary, multiple goals between them as well. So very team-orientated performance this afternoon as Phillips tried to get that ball out. Tassie might think they're home. Can Queensland come back in time on? Play continues here. Goodyear got back on the ground. He wants to be there when that final siren goes. The captain of this Tasmanian side has been brilliant for his team this afternoon. As play continues, that hack kick inside 50. Queensland got the outnumber through Williams. Hack ball up, but they've got the outnumber forward to the footy. Good attack on the footy. Woodburn gets crunched in that contest. Ball gets forced over the line. Boundary throw in.
Lay coming on the ground. Dangerous Simpson coming on for Queensland. Queensland with it all to do. 15-minute mark, final term.
Woodburn's holding those ribs too. Got absolutely poleaxed in that contest.
Phillips sees it float over his head to Simpson, continues to be prolific. Flick the handball over the top to Valpede. Dangerous ball, couldn't be classed by Lantois. Spills out now in the direction of Bales. Bales delays the handball, then the gift to Preshaw returned. Well done, Bales paddles it ahead of him. The free kick's been blown. Preshaw was impeded off the ball. So it'll go back to him and just steady things down off the half-back line. And midway point here of the final term. 32 points. You're almost there, Tassie. As this one's chipped short for Jack Avent. He's got Cox Goodyear in the corridor, always a good option. Bailey Bogues just waiting out patiently on the wing. Instead, he just drives it into the forward line. And why not when you've got Sam Siggins in that much space? And Siggins indicates to the umpire, I'm going to take my full 30 seconds here at the very least and consider whether I have a shot.
Yeah, clever play. They just switched the play a bit to the fat side, and then a nice kick in for Siggins. Had a heap of space to lead into. And he'll have a shot from 50 metres, probably 55 metres out from goal.
So we'll take his best against the wind. It has died off a bit here, but Sam Siggins, ever a man for the big occasion. He arcs out to the right, opts to just set it up instead, puts it high into the forward pocket for the big men to fly. Off hands, the snap from Griffiths is offline. And through from behind.
How good was that kick from Goodyear going inside attack? Their foot skills have just been brilliant this afternoon, Tassie, and definitely showed the polish when required to get on top in this contest. As Freeman dropped a mark he probably should have taken. He had some time. That kick back inside, great, brave effort, coming back with a fly of the footy. Clifford.
Full credit to both teams that have put their bodies on the line. Effort's been there from both sides, there's no question about it.
As play continues, can Tassie get one to finish this game off? Diving attempt at marker was Queensland. Here's a chance for Tassie. Smart kick back inside. Erickson was there for Queensland to cut that one off. Here's Fletcher. Fletcher to Dawson. Dawson looking for Freeman. Former teammates at Aspley. Freeman again. Tried to dive on the footy. That's a good effort from the big man. Woodburn's in there for Queensland as well. Ball gets held up. That was great effort by Freeman, who looks like he's still sporting that, looks like a leg injury that he had earlier in the day. So he's done extremely well to stay out there. As Phillips, probably the best big man on the ground this afternoon. Bowman to Simpson, arguably Queensland's best. Again, Freeman gets crunched in the contest. Ball comes off the foot. It looks like Lanthor down there, so just stayed in. Jeez, the attack on the ball from some of these big men and some of those smaller blokes from Tassie being able to come back with a flight of the ball, putting their bodies on the line. That's what state footy is all about, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We've still got a couple of games to go this afternoon. South Queensland, North Queensland are going to battle out in the men's and women's. But we're concentrating on this one here as, again, another stoppage. 11:15, 81 to 17:12, 114, 18.5 minutes into the last quarter. And gents, I'd like you to keep your eyes on your best players for either side this afternoon. As play continues here, Fletcher, snap on goal. And finally, Freeman playing in front. Finally is able to hold on to one, even though, who was that down there? That was Van Dam claiming the mark and wanted to run off.
Well, his natural reaction was to yell what, so he was somewhat mystified there, Oscar.
Freeman gets some reward for effort. The last couple of minutes, he's been massive for Queensland. Comes in. That's over the goal umpire's hat. Well done to Jono Freeman.
Just keeps the glimmer alive. They've got to be absolutely perfect from here. It's been a good kind of 10, 15 minutes between goals, which they really couldn't afford when they needed a run on Tassie. Just by having that last 10 minutes with no real goals, have really put themselves in a strong spot. But he gives them a late glimmer here. They're going to need to find 5 goals in red time. But 5 goals have been scored in 10-minute periods or multiple times today. So not quite over this one just yet. They needed to score from that attack. And they did. Tassie really just need a few minutes of non-scoring, and that will probably be enough for them. Queensland must be perfect. 27 points the margin. We tick into red time now at Bond University Oval. And we're going to have another recall there from the umpires in the middle. In their defence, as I said earlier, having walked across that ground earlier, there's a very uneven surface they're bouncing on. Phillips rises high, rises majestically, won it down the Cox Goodyear. He'll go himself from 55, just doesn't quite have the accuracy. It drifts across the face for a minor score. I've seen that tape many a time down the years. Cox Goodyear off the back of the square, launching from 50. We've seen it already today, in fact, gents, as this one's bashed out of there by Bowles, gets plenty of purchase. Phillips gets a hand up there. Simpson first to the fall of the ball, but he's immediately wrapped up. Somehow still got his kick away. He's been absolutely magnificent. Out after that is Fife. He gathers. Sharp sidestep. Can he find a target at half forward? It's a dink ball, and it's broken up there. Nicely done in defence. Mike Cleary chipped in. Preshaw took a crucial mark. He's got Jack Avon in acres of space on the near wing if he wants him. Instead, just chips sideways and finds Stingle. Stingle will just settle things down. They're happy to run a bit of clock here now, Tassie. The game management taking over. This lead, it's the right call to make. Just looking to suck the life out of this one now, the Tasmanians. Long down the line goes Avon. Tompkinson worked his way to the front and took a strong mark. Tompkinson now will send it deep in the Sammy Siggins direction, but drifting across to intercept was Williams.
Williams once more coming out of trouble. We've played almost 22 minutes played in the last quarter. Still a bit of time to go. That's not the best of kicks, though. It's going to be turned over in a very dangerous part of the ground. Fired the handball out, couldn't find a teammate, and here comes Queensland on the rebound. Guess who? The man of the moment for Queensland, Simpson. Oh, battling about 6 Tasmanians at the moment. They've got the overlap on this broadcast side. Got clipped over the shoulder, play on, looking for Hamilman. That ball's going to beat him. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. And Batchel was screaming for it in the goal square, all on his own. As Fletcher comes off the ground. Nicholas as well. And you got Offerman's coming on. And also AJ Dawson from Palm Beach is coming on the ground as well. They need to kick a goal from here, Queensland, if they are any chance. Play continues. Oh, the man of the moment for Tassie, Lovell. Absolutely brilliant. Not the best of kicks, though. Here's a chance for Ericsson. Ericsson fires it out to Duran. Duran back inside, attacking 50. Good closing speed from the Tassie defence on that occasion. Handball over the top. Again, finds Ericsson. Got the handball out. Gonna say it's a throw.
Kieran Lovell, a man possessed there. 2 huge defensive acts from him. If there was any doubt over who I'd be saying Tassie's best on was today, it's just any doubt's been removed. He has been enormous.
Well, you don't have to worry about best on ground for just Tassie. I reckon he's been best on ground, period, this afternoon, Lovell.
He's shown his class. He's probably been the best midfielder in the TSL over a 3-year period or so. Missed the game last year through injury. They really were keen to get him back in the engine room this year, and you can see why. He's such a talent.
But between both these sides, gents, they've put on a marvellous game of footy this afternoon, haven't they? I mean, pretty crazy first quarter where Tassie got 7 goals to 0 on the board, and Queensland have been desperately trying to pull that Raymond back in ever since. And Tassie, to be honest, has probably had a bit more polish than Queensland this afternoon.
Yeah, that's been, as you said, it's a great call, Kane. Both teams have been, states have been fantastic in their effort. You can't question that, their ability to put the ball on the line.
As Ericsson sends Queensland forward once again. Nice body work there, reading it well. Fletcher Bennett in flight, and he moves it quickly over the top to Preshaw. Preshaw has a couple of options on short, and he made his man stretch there. Bales got up there, cramping slightly. Harry Bales, but just minutes away from the sweet relief of the siren and surely a victory. Those sores will wash away as that one just eludes Stingle. Out for a ball in 25-minute mark, 28 points. It's been a really enjoyable game. Certainly the openness and the attacking intent from both teams has been really pleasing to see.
It's what state footy's all about, isn't it, gents? I mean, both states just putting everything on the line this afternoon. This could be the last time we see it in this sort of format, unfortunately, between the two states. Plenty of changes happening over the next couple of years, especially down in Tasmania, with the AFL side coming in a few years. So this could be the last time we see it between the senior men's. Bowman got that ball, instantly got intercepted by Lovell, though. Again. Oh, Dawson gets crunched. Here's Goodyear for Tassie. They've got a couple of extra numbers here. Handball over the top. This is Stingle. Stingle bounces the ball on the ground, chips the ball to full forward. How good was that? Kick on goal. Final nail in the coffin goes to Tassie. And who was that on that occasion? That was Salzburger kicking his first.
Yeah, great work by Salzburger and strong work there also by Jake Hines, who caused a big turnover by a strong collision.
Oh.
And then not only did he obviously come up better because he ran hard to the goal square, nearly ended up getting a kick for a shot on goal, but Salzburger was the man to finish it all off.
Geez, AJ Dawson, I mean, good on him getting up, but I tell you what, you could feel that up here when they came together, couldn't you?
Yeah, he hits pretty solidly, Jake Hines.
Oh.
He's a tough customer in that.
And all above board
line.
too. There was nothing dirty about that. Just two players from either side coming together.
I think it was just shoulder to shoulder, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Perfect hip and that's what you want for technique, isn't it?
Yeah.
Perfect hip and shoulder, both players. Well done.
He crunched him. So Tassie now out by 34 points. They're going to win this one and defend their victory from last year. It's been a cracking encounter as this one is picked off there in defence by Paprotny. Got it moving quickly, flicked it over the top for Hyatt. Hyatt searches wide and he finds the man who's just had it on a string today, Kieran Lovell. Brought his own Sharon to Bond University. And they'll go forward once again. Chipped in short to Bailey Bogue. Some nice things has the man from the northwest. Gives it off to Clifford. Clifford with the set-up ball was trying to find Hines. Almost found its way through to him. His kick charge down the end. Siggins is lurking. Williams tries to clear the area. Just keeps it in play, but he coughed it up. And the snap-on goal is marked on the line by Hines. Second time today he's plucked one on the line.
Geez, they've been desperate, the Queensland defence, all afternoon. And unfortunately, when that ball gets fired back in like that, Williams desperately was trying to get a fist on that ball, and Hines too good on that occasion.
Well, he's on his left side this time, and that favours him. He makes no mistake, opens up the angle, drives through Tassie's 19th. They're out by 41 points. And a cherry on top there from Jake Hines, who's been his usual lively self in attack all afternoon.
Well, he joins Harvey Griffiths with 3 goals and backing up his contribution last year. So great work there by Jake Hines.
Geez, keeping a close eye. We've probably got our picks for best on ground between the two sides, but there's definitely been plenty of players, especially on the Tassie end, that could put their hand up to have their sort of be in their top 3 or 4 on the ground this afternoon. I've loved seeing Goodyear play. Single's been good all day as well. But, I mean, for Queensland, the likes of Simpson and Bowles, who really got their team back into this contest this afternoon, has really stood up. And Lovell, again, got the ball on a string. Probably the first mistake he's made all day. Simpson on the rebound. Gets the ball back. Here's a chance for Queensland. Kick inside, looking for Freeman. Ball gets over the back. And again, this Tasmanian defence has been brilliant this afternoon. And guess who it is? I'm sick of saying this bloke's name, guys. I'm sorry. Lovell. And Durant, though, turns that one over on that far side.
He just was looking for Clifford, his Kingborough teammate, but well broken up there by Matt Duran as Queensland will try and switch it. That might invite in the dangerous Harvey Griffiths, though. It opens up for him. He sends it over the top. He had 2 to pick out, and he picked out the Queenslander straight down the throat of Williams.
Here we go.
He gets it moving quickly. Here's Ericsson. He'll drive them forward here. An opportunity, perhaps. Backing back with courage. Some great defence from Fletcher. Bennett to get a hand in the way there. Broke it up expertly. Cox Goodyear scoops it over the top to Griffiths. Still working hard here is Harvey Griffiths. He spotted Hines, but drifting in was Leary, who said, I'll have it instead. He chips it over the top and finds Bailey Bogue. He's been a great player this afternoon, Bogue, and he waltzes into an open goal and drives through another.
Well, Tasmania running out this game in fine form. They're really showing a clean pair of heels now. 20-13, 133, leading Queensland 12-15-87. And Bogue kicks his second.
Geez, Queensland have had their opportunities though, haven't they? I mean, what is it? 2013 to 12-15. They kicked 6 behinds in the first quarter, but realistically, probably 5 of those were either rushed. They weren't really having any opportunity on goal at all in that first quarter. So they come from a long way back. They're probably running out of legs towards the back end of this game. 30 and a half minutes played. And Tassie, in the end, have just been way too good.
It's pretty emphatic on the scoreboard now at 46 points, but it has been a gripping contest for most of the afternoon. Phillips battling away with Bowman. Phillips has asserted himself as his game's worn on.
Oh.
Shark by Ericsson. Super work, jumped on top of that. Can he find a target? He can't. Drifting across the face there was Gunther. He drops a short ball. Makey, his teammates stretched there, and Paprotny dropped the mark in the end. It might cost him a goal. It won't, because there is the siren. And Tasmania claim the state game for the second year running to the tune of 46 points, 20 goals, 13, 133, defeating Queensland 12-15-87. They kicked the first 7 goals of the afternoon to get the jump on the Maroons, who worked their way back, got back within 2 points at one point, but Tassie had the answers, too good in the end. A compelling afternoon of football there, gentlemen.
Yeah, well done, Andrew. You're spot on. They kicked the first 7 and they win by 8 goals. From quarter time onwards, Queensland kicked 12 to 13, so it was pretty tight from there on. But certainly, full credit to Tasmania. They were outstanding today. They were probably the cleaner team in and around the contest. Some really good passages of play. They played the game right out to the end and they finished off very, very strong. So full credit goes to Tasmania.
Well, what can you say, gents? I mean, 100 odd years of rivalry, and it's come down to this in the end. I mean, again, Queensland was brilliant. I thought they were so good after quarter time, just to be in the hunt to possibly win this contest. And after getting thumped in that first quarter from Tassie, they've done so well. And in the end, again, like I said before, gents, Queensland too good in the end, too much polish, too strong, too good. Plenty of good players from both sides. But I tell you, when you look down the lists and say, well, Tassie has probably dominated that side of the game, unfortunately for Queensland.
Yeah, I like that for Queensland. Look, I loved Simpson's game. I thought he was outstanding. Watching him go head-to-head with Lover was outstanding. He also impacted the scoreboard. 2 big goals in that second term. Got Queensland back into the game. I thought Fletcher worked really hard. Nicholas and Valpede in defence, along with Bowles and Williams, were probably under siege all day long. And young Woodburn, I thought he sort of challenged away. For Tasmania, we spoke about Lovell. I thought Cox Goodyear was certainly giving him a bit of a run for the money for best on ground. He had some really big impacting moments. I thought Phillips was outstanding in the ruck, as was Griffiths today. I don't want to cut anyone short in the back line though, Andrew. Who do you think played well down there? Because they, as a team, I think as a collective unit, they really did a lot of mopping up and played well.
Yeah, I thought certainly in the first half, I thought Ben Donnelly was outstanding. We saw when he got a bit more service, Hamilton got on top in quarter number 3, but I think he won some pretty crucial one-on-ones in the first half when the game was there to be done. Jack Avent thought acquitted himself quite nicely down there. Tom Cleary, he was solid. And Harry Gunther, I think I'd like to see his contested one-on-one numbers for the day. I thought they would have been pretty much in his favour. Fletcher Bennett doing his usual intercepting work. I think so much of modern defence, it's a unit rather than individuals, and I thought they played really well. They just knew where to zone off, where to be. I thought it was a defensive unit. They were really well drilled.
Again, gents, I think Bennett was the one for me down back. He's not the biggest body, but his ability to go to places you don't generally like to go as a backman, getting in front of the likes of Freeman, getting in front of the likes of Hamilton, bringing that ball to ground and giving his teammates first use to rebound outside defensive 50 was absolutely brilliant for Tassie this afternoon. And looks like both teams are in the middle of the ground. We're just waiting on some presentations here. It'll be very interesting to see who wins best on ground, but I'd like to say I reckon Simpson for Queensland and definitely Lovell for Tassie this afternoon.
I reckon you can take that to the bank.
We'll see how we go. Just quickly, we'll go through the goal kickers for both teams, and for Tasmania, we've got 3 from Hines, 3 from Harvey Griffiths, and then 2 each from Bailey Bogue, Brandon Leary, Oscar Van Dam, and then 1 each. Also Brad Cox Goodyear, and then 1 to Sam Siggins, Isaac Hyatt, Blade Salzberger, Michael Stingle, and Jack Tompkins kicked 1, and so did Andrew Phillips. And for Queensland, Matt Hamilton kicks 4, and then 2 each to Tom Simpson, Ben Woodburn, Jonathan Freeman, and the skipper Brandon Batchelor.
Well, gents, we're trying to keep the feed running live as they present their best players in the trophy. Couple more games coming up this afternoon between South and North Queensland. Should be absolute doozies of contests between the men and women. after this game. The events have transpired. Just like to quickly thank you two gentlemen for your contributions this afternoon. Been absolutely brilliant. An absolute pleasure to come here to Bonnier this afternoon and call this game of state footy. Andrew Calling, well done. Very well done for all your information. Good to see we had some info coming in from the Tassie side of things. We weren't quite sure. I know personally I wasn't quite sure what some of the abilities of those players were this afternoon. You definitely did a well and truly brilliant job, and Jack Barry is always a pleasure, mate. We're just, again, waiting for the presentation, and here we go.
Today was a game filled with high-quality football and talent, so please give a round of applause to both sides. It's been 116 years since Tasmania and Queensland first met, with 2024 marking the 29th occasion the two states have met in the men's format. We love having state football here on the calendar, and it's great to see such an entertaining match here at Bond University Oval. To assist in the presentation, please welcome Head of AFL Tasmania, Damien Gill. First of all, our games can never go ahead without the hard work and dedication of our umpires, and we invite up Rowan Smith to accept the representative medals on behalf of the group. I would now like to call up Queensland head coach Lee Harding to say a few words and announce the Zane Taylor medalist for the best on ground in today's match.
Thanks to definitely Ace. We coached Ace a few years ago, and it's just good to see you back here and doing well, mate. To Brad and the boys from Tassie, congrats again. Another cracking game, a bit more free-flowing this year than last year's sort of lockdown city, but it was good to have you up here. Put on a good show. Thanks to all the people who came out and supported. Thanks to the umpires. Thanks to all the staff that have helped both Tasmania and Queensland to make this game and put it on for us today. And the Zane Taylor medal for us, Queensland, goes to Tommy Simpson.
Thanks, Lee. I would now like to invite the winning coach, Tasmania's Aaron Cornelius, to say a few words and announce their Lefroy medalist for the best on ground.
First of all, I'd just like to thank Queensland for a fantastic contest. Really looking forward to these games. Last year down in North Hobart and then here as well, so it was it's an exciting time in Tasmanian football for us, and the boys are chomping at the bit to be a part of this, and hopefully we get more games like this moving forward in the future, and plenty more contests. Obviously there's a lot of history in the past, but we made some today, so I'll make sure I get this right because I made a bit of an error last night, but the Lefroy medalist for Tasmania best on ground today was number 6, Kieran Lovell.
And lastly, I'd like to invite to the stage winning captain Bradley Cox-Goodger and ask Damien to hand over the 2024 state match trophy.
Well, gents, presentations, all formalities done and dusted. Brad Cox Goodyear with the trophy as the team gets around him. So they've won the game this afternoon. Queensland, valiant effort. Again, coming back from a long way behind, but it was Tassie in the end, gents. Were way too good.
Yeah, as we said earlier, congratulations to Tasmania and the whole organisation. It's just great to see football thriving back down as they keep building up towards their AFL licence. But also, a fantastic effort by Tasmania, just far too good today. But Gullen Queensland team along the way. But at the end of the day, that 7-goal first term, I think is what
getting the Emmy strobe in here as they try and drown us out. But look, it was absolutely a fantastic performance from Tasmania today. Alistair Lynch spoke to the players yesterday. And he spoke a lot about pulling on that Guernsey, what it means, what's expected of you that comes with it. I think you saw right from the opening siren that message absolutely seeped in. They gave it a red hot crack, got the jump on Queensland who really fought back and made a game of it, got back within 2 points. I thought 24 points heading into the final term, but it was still anyone's game, but Tassie just found that extra gear in the final.
Please welcome our match officials to today's women's interstate match, led by our field umpires Michelle Ryan, Tom Gordon and Opal Jones.
No worries, gents. Well, we've got to go. Tassie, in the end, way too good. Win our winners by 46 points. My name's Crane Browning. Thank you, gentlemen, for the contributions this afternoon. And have a great rest of your afternoon. Goodbye.